the same mistakes. Red flags, we ignored everyone. You kept lying, yeah, I kept calling it love. Red flags, still we couldn't let go. We knew better, but we wanted it though. Red flags, now we strangers again. We keep breaking, then pretending we're friends. Red flags, should've lied from the start, but we kept driving straight into the dark.
Don't act like you innocent. Don't act like you. Don't act like you. Don't act like you innocent. 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 You was out here switching too. You just mad I'm done with it. I ain't coming back to you. Say you want the truth from me. Can you handle what I say? You don't want that side of me, so don't ask me to explain. You was outside, don't flip it. I seen everything, don't twist it. You ain't perfect, don't pretend. Now you playing victim again. I was real, you was distant. Now you mad, cause I ain't miss it. You had me, now you lost it. I moved on, that's your problem. You switched on me, now you switched first. I was there, you made it work. Pick a side, you can't play both. Don't act like you don't know. You said you love me, but you're doing the most. You was doing the same though. Pick a side, you can't play both. Now you see it for what it is. You said you love me, but you're doing the most. It is what it is.
Hey, know I'm Tone Bot, know I'm Tone Bot, know I'm Tone Bot. We back, Ratchet Gang. We back with another one. We back with another banger. Let's get the likes up. Look, you might have forgot. Hell, they might have forgot. But you already know it's the king. Too loyal, know I'm Tone Bot, Ratchet TV. Hey, y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. Get the likes up if you in the building. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell so you can get the drop whenever I drop. All right, so boom. Man. We got to talk, Ratchet Gang. We got to chop it up. Look, right about now, we got to chop it up about this case coming straight out of Aiken County. You know what I'm saying? Out there in South Carolina. It's a twisted case about Javeayah Harris. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. Javeayah Harris. This is a weird little mystery case about a missing girl that's not really missing allegedly, that the parents possibly and most likely and pretty damn sure they took this little girl out and faked the funk and made a missing case out of a murder case. The daddy and the mama, they didn't took this little girl out, 4 years old, a 4-year-old baby, that they didn't unalived, allegedly, and everything I say is alleged, and it's all under the Fair Use Act. And you can see the fair use disclaimer in the description of this video and in the description of all my videos. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is just to educate my people on what we've been covering over here. Like I said, it's all under the Fair Use Act, and you can see the fair use disclaimer in the description of this video. And everything I say is alleged. Allegedly, y'all. This case came across my desk because, I got a lot of support out there in South Carolina. So a bunch of people been hitting me up like, Ratchet, you got to get on this. Now, y'all know I keep saying the same thing every time I go over. I just been having a lot going on. I told everybody who hit me up, and I see a couple people in the chat right now who sent me this case. I told y'all I was going to do it. I just told y'all, just give me a little bit, give me like a day or two. Last time, really, when it came across my desk strong was the day I did the Trap Boy Freddy wedding, which was 2 days ago. And I already had a pre-planned live, and I'm like, damn, I already got a live schedule for tonight. So let me do some research on it, and then I'm gonna do the case. And I was gonna do it yesterday because some breaking news happened, but I was like, you know what? Let me wait, because I had caught wind of they were supposed to go do their bond hearings, and I just want to wait. So I was like, just let me do my research on the case. And I promised people, I think that they thought I wasn't gonna cover it. I was like, look, I promise y'all I'm gonna take the case. I promise you. I swear at least 20, 30, 40 people didn't hit me up like, Ratchet, you got to get on this case, bro. You got to. It's a missing girl out here in South Carolina, bro. We need you, man. I've been following you since Alexis Ware case. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I'm like, I got you. I promise you I'm going to do it. So to the people out there who sent me this case, salute to y'all. I told you I was going to do it. I'm here. I'm going to cover it, especially for the Ratchet Gang family, so we could put awareness on this little girl. So hopefully they could find her whereabouts. I mean, God forbid that they really did the unthinkable and took this little girl out. I'm pretty sure they did. They say they might have took this girl out over a month ago, this baby out. But God forbid, hopefully they didn't, and they find her safe and sound. I don't think that that's going to be the case. I think that they definitely took her out the more I've dug up on this case. And the family is loose. The family, they say that they took the girl out, but they just put the missing report in because the girl was going into labor, having another damn baby. She went into labor, and they didn't want the family asking questions, so they just put the missing person's case in. But this is a sick case out there in South Carolina. What y'all got going on out there, man? But yeah, unfortunately for this whole family, they've lost everything. They lost one baby. The next baby is not going to have their parents. They're about to get life behind bars for what they've done to this little girl. So let's, the police are coming out saying that the little girl is no longer with us, and they believe that they unalived her over a month ago. So real quickly, let's have a moment of silence for Javeayah. All right, so RIP to Javeayah. Y'all throw the prayer hands up. I don't know. This is a touchy case. You know what I'm saying? I just had a new baby not too long ago, and I couldn't think of doing. I couldn't imagine doing anything to any kid, but the 4-year-old baby, like, God. And allegedly they're saying it's because she peed in the bed. I'm hearing so many different stories, man. It's just, we're about to get into it. We got a lot to unpack here tonight. I got a new background in the back. Y'all like my new background? It is dope, right? Also, my voice is back. I'm probably like 80% there. I'm still a little bit raspy, but my voice is coming back. I'm feeling a lot better. Also, before I get started, I know this is a serious live, but I do want to promote something real quick before I jump into this live. Y'all know I've been making a lot of money on my sports betting and all that type of shit. And I got my Discord. We over there making money on my Discord server. So I do want to say my other channel that I used to have the gaming on, I switched it to I switched the name of it. So if you you probably won't be able to get the link. Let's see. If y'all go to my other channel, it is not RatchetTV Gaming anymore. It is. What the hell did I switch that damn name to? The new name of that is RatchetTV Money Plays. Yeah, it's the Money Plays. So I'm gonna be teaching people how to, get their money up on the sports betting, and also trading, the options trading and stuff like that. We're going to be doing day trades and stuff like that over there too as well. So if you want to get hip to making some extra money, I mean, you can make an income that you don't even got to work a 9 to 5. Trust me, I haven't worked a 9 to 5 since 2020. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it a buck. I haven't worked a 9 to 5 in so many years. So I might be the guy that you want to tap into when it comes to sports betting and when it comes into options trading and stuff like that, day trades and stuff. So get with me on the back end, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be going live most likely over there early in the morning. And I mean early because, you know, the day starts at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. So yeah, tap in with your boy and we'll get that popping over there. Okay, sorry. I had to plug that in real quick, y'all. I'm sorry. So let's get started on tonight's live about Javeayah, the sad and unfortunate case out here, well, out there, not here. I'm in Texas, but out there in South Carolina. So I don't know how many people are actually caught up on the case. I don't know how many. So I'm going to have to kind of give y'all a brief introduction and we're going to kind of get into, you know what I'm saying, what's been going on for the past 48 hours in that case and a lot that's been going on today. So we got a lot to unpack. So drop the gems if you've heard of the story, drop the eyeballs if you have not. So I got to see how many people have actually heard of the case. And I did a poll in the chat. 57% of the voters say they have not heard of this case. 43% of the voters say they have heard of this case. So a lot of people in here have not heard of it. Salute to Mika Ryans for the $5. I appreciate you for the 5-piece. Also salute to Daisy Jenkins for being a member for 51 months. Salute to Daisy Jenkins. I appreciate you. That's love right there. That's love. Let me go ahead and give you a wrench for being down that goddamn long. I don't know how the hell you don't have one. But salute to you, Daisy. Also salute to Mika. Salute. If y'all want to support the channel, if you can't donate, just double tap the screen and let's just get the likes up, especially if you want to get justice for this little girl, Javeayah. If you want to get justice for her, double tap the screen. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by sending a super chat, a super sticker, a cash app, $ Ratchet TV. You don't got to do it though. If you want to, go ahead. You know, we're having a slow month, but yeah, it's all good though. It's all love. If you want to support the channel, just do so by double tapping the screen. If you can't donate, it's all good. So can we get the likes up for Javeayah? Please and thank you. Also, salute to, who is that? Salute to Fat Boy for that 10-piece. I appreciate you, Fat Boy. Salute, salute, salute. All right. So drop the gems, y'all. Come on, flood the chat with gems if you've heard the case. Flood the chat with eyeballs if you have not. Come on, I don't see enough eyeballs or gems. There's too many of y'all to be acting like y'all don't understand what the hell I'm asking y'all to do. Drop the eyeballs if you have not heard of this case. Drop the gems if you have heard of this case. Come on, y'all. Let's wake up. I'm back. I'm live. Come on, y'all. I told y'all we coming back with the content. Let's get to it. Salute the Charger Girl for being a member for 52 months. She said, hold on, let me throw my bid in so I can get my wrench back. Salute the Charger Girl. I appreciate you. Salute, salute, salute. Thank you for being a member for 52 months. Drop the flowers for Charger Girl. Salute. Okay, so it's mixed. A lot of people have heard and a lot of people have not heard. Okay, so sheesh. Okay. We're just gonna have to get in there. Salute Charger Girl for that 20-piece. I appreciate you. Salute, salute, salute. All right, so we just gonna have to get in here and just get it popping. We got 175 likes. Can we get 25 people to double tap their screen? Let's get the likes past 200. Come on, y'all. What's going on? Y'all woke? Are y'all woke in the chat? We got a 4-year-old girl who's missing, allegedly not here anymore. Let's get to it, man. South Carolina, I'm back. I know y'all missed me, South Carolina, because a lot of people been tapping back like Ratchet. I remember you from the Alexis Ware case, Ratchet. And then it was another case that I covered out there in South Carolina too. And I had that one right, just like I had the Alexis Ware case, right? Salute to Mika Ryans for being a member for 13 months. Drop the flowers for Mika Ryans. What was the case about the girl who boyfriend put her in the trunk? I can't remember her name. I covered that case too. It was a few cases I covered in South Carolina, but it was another one in Aiken County. It was the girl, beautiful girl. I can't remember her name. Beautiful lady. She had the kids. And the boyfriend put her in the trunk, and then come to find out it was exactly what I said it was. Like a year later, I can't remember her name. RIP to her. I can't remember her name. What was it? South Carolina? What was that girl's name that was in Aiken County? And the boyfriend put her in the trunk, the baby daddy, because they got into like an argument. Crystal Anderson. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, I had covered that case too as well. So salute to South Carolina, man. If you from South Carolina, drop the purple hearts in the chat. Who's from South Carolina in this motherfucker? South Carolina, stand up real quick. Where we at, South Carolina? Where we at? Crystal Anderson. RIP to Crystal Anderson, man. South Carolina, are y'all in the building? I don't see South Carolina showing no love. Where is South Carolina at? We back, baby. Big Ratchet is back. I know y'all missed me, right? Salute. Let's go. All right. Salute to South Carolina. I love South Carolina, by the way. I fucking love y'all. Y'all know I love me some South Carolina women. One thing about Big Ratchet, I love me a woman from South Carolina. Y'all crazy as a motherfucker, but I love me some South Carolina women. Salute to all my women out there in South Carolina. You know, I love y'all, babies. Salute. All right. So let's get started on this damn live tonight. Y'all ready? I think y'all ready. Let's go. Salute to my South Carolina women. I love y'all. All right. There's a lot of y'all in here too. Salute to y'all. Salute, salute. I see y'all. I see y'all. Okay, okay, okay. Let's go. Let's go. All right. South Carolina is in the building. They are in the building tonight. Okay, I see South Carolina deep in this motherfucker. Okay. All right. Salute to South Carolina. Salute to South Carolina in the building. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So, how should I start this? Let me share my screen real quick. Man. All right. So, as we get started right here, I'm gonna start right here with the search. I know we're gonna get caught back up because there's a lot of people in here who have not heard of this case. So I'm just gonna briefly catch y'all up, and then we're gonna get into the videos. I got like 2 articles to go through, and then we're gonna get to these videos. Y'all ready? All right, let's go. Search for 4-year-old continues, says Aiken County Sheriff. 4-year-old Javeayah Harris is still missing, and the search for her will continue, the Aiken County Sheriff's Office said Thursday. This is on Thursday, y'all. It's Sunday now. A lot has happened since then. So I'm telling you, we're going to get caught back up. Just let me get my chat caught up because they ain't heard of the case yet. All right. So Aiken Sheriff Marty Sawyer addressed the public in a media conference Thursday afternoon at Bethel Church in Aiken, one of the police command posts for the investigation. Since deputies responded to the initial missing persons 911 call Tuesday night at about 8:43 p.m., Aiken law enforcement has been working around the clock, Sheriff Sawyer said, canvassing roughly 3,000 acres on foot in a grid search for young Harris, with support from helicopters, drones, and dogs. Look at this beautiful little baby. Look at that beautiful little baby, chat. Who would harm who would harm any baby? But look at that beautiful baby right there. R.I.P. to her, man. Throw the prayer hands up for Javeayah Harris, man. I got chills going all over my body. This is gonna be hard, bro. Look at that beautiful baby. Wow. Some people just don't deserve to have kids, bro. This is gonna be hard. It's hard to even look at that screen. That's a beautiful little baby, man. Hopefully she's not gone, but R.I.P. to Javeayah. Salute. Let's continue, man. All right. As a parent and a grandparent of young children, this investigation hits close to home, says Sheriff Sawyer. We know that this family is living a nightmare. We are doing everything we can to bring her home. A roadblock remains in place in the neighborhood and is expected to continue for at least several more days, Sawyer said. Sawyer said investigators continue to pursue leads but have not developed information that would shift resources away from the ongoing search effort. The Aiken County Sheriff's Office remains the lead agency through both the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division and the FBI are assisting. The FBI has provided personnel who specialize in missing children investigations. The Sheriff's Office has also posted digital billboards to garner assistance from the public. Sawyer said investigators still believe Javeayah wandered away from home and that there is currently no evidence indicating an abduction. During his address, he urged the public to pray, be vigilant, and to search everywhere at their properties where a small child may hide, while also stressing that we're not asking for the public to help in our search as of yet. We train personnel and assets that know the procedures to conduct logistical searches. Sawyer also urged residents to rely on information released by the Sheriff's Office to help prevent the spread of rumors and misinformation that could hinder the investigation. The public is also urged to call the tip line, and the number's right there, the ACSO, to set up upload surveillance video or images that could be helpful. Our job is to protect Aiken County citizens, young, middle-aged, and old, Sawyer said. We're not giving up until we have answers and we bring Javeayah home. Other details we learned Thursday. Javeayah's mother, Michelle Herring, called 911 just after 8:45 p.m. Tuesday, telling deputies she had last seen her daughter around 8 p.m. playing alone in the family's chicken coop. Right. At 8 p.m., you got a 4-year-old little girl playing in a chicken coop by herself. Okay, we already know you're lying. All right. Her father, this bitch ass nigga. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. Her father, Jamari, I don't know how to say his name. Jamaria told investigators he was at the laundromat and the convenience store and had been gone about 90 minutes. Who the fuck says 90 minutes? But anyway, he returned around 9 p.m. to find deputies already at the home. Harris said he initially believed that Herring had gone into labor before learning his daughter was missing on Tuesday night. Herring gave birth to a baby Wednesday. Harris said reports that Javeayah is autistic are not true, saying she has never been diagnosed with autism. The father told detectives people had been snooping around the house lately. Court records show Herring left public housing in Union County, South Carolina in January 2026. And that's the parents right there. Those are the parents right there. Yeah, I'm not buying that damn story. The mother arrested in the death of Javeayah Harris held without bond. Man. So
Grainger offers professional grade products, easy ordering, and
let's
next
get
day
to it,
delivery,
y'all.
making
Hold
them the
on.
go-to play for everyone, keeping arenas game day ready. Call, click, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones
let's get
who
to
get
it.
it done.
The national bird of the United States. But 50 years ago, the country
Okay, they ain't got it. You know, man, I got the video. Don't worry about it. So this is the mother right here, Michelle Herring, the mother accused of killing her 4-year-old daughter, Javeayah Harris, will be held without bond after a hearing Sunday morning. They put her hearing out on the weekend. That's how you know when you know shit fucked up when they give you court on the weekend. During the hearing, we learned that based on her filing a false police report, Herring will be held without bond. No attorney was present for her. Referring to the homicide charge, Judge Ronald Thornton said, based on the severity of the charges, I do not have the authority to set bond. Filing a false police report would generally mean 5 years in prison or $5,000 bond. But since it was connected to the homicide charge, the judge denied bond. Herring told the judge she is employed at Transcom, paid bi-weekly at $1,300. $1,300 every other week. The judge ruled that the income is too high to qualify for a court-appointed attorney. When asked if anyone else lived in her household, she said the father, saying he worked at DHL. Thornton said that Herring's first court appearance is set for September 18th at 9 a.m. The sheriff's office told us that Jamaria's hearing, Javeayah's father, will be held around 12:30 p.m. today, and I got that too as well. The hearing comes after Aiken County Sheriff's Office announced during a Saturday press conference that evidence led investigators to believe that Javeayah Harris is dead. Authorities said Javeayah's parents, 22-year-old Michelle Herring and 23-year-old Javeayah Harris, were arrested Saturday morning in connection with her death. Both are charged with murder, homicide by child abuse, and Michelle is being charged with filing a false police report, according to jail bookings. It is the outcome that we all feared, and sadly, it is now what we face, Aiken County Sheriff said in a news conference Saturday. Herring and Harris were booked into the Aiken County Detention Center. Investigators said that they are now searching for Javeayah's body in an area outside of Aiken County. The South Carolina Law Enforcement Division is also assisting in the investigation and has sent a helicopter to the Great Falls area in Union County, South Carolina. The sheriff's office said that they believe she has been dead for about a month. They released the following statement and update on from Sheriff Sawyer. This is the hardest announcement in my 36 years of work in law enforcement. I am deeply saddened to tell you that our investigation and evidence leads us to believe that 4-year-old Javeayah Harris is deceased. It is the outcome that we all feared, and sadly, it is now what we face, and we'll face it together as a community. Our search for Javeayah drives on. We are continuing to put massive law enforcement and resources to work. We all hoped and prayed to find her alive, but it is still extremely important we bring her home. We are searching in an area of interest, not in Aiken County. Today, I am announcing that we have arrested Javeayah's parents. We have arrested her dad, 23-year-old Javeayah Harris, for homicide by child abuse, and her mom, 22-year-old Michelle Herring, for homicide by child abuse and filing a false police report. Additional charges may be forthcoming. We have spoken to Javeayah's extended family, and we ask for you to respect their privacy. We can only imagine what they are going through. We put every resource available to find Javeayah to bring her home safely. Sadly, it was already too late to save her. The moment the 911 call came in on June 30th, at the time of our investigation, supports that she had been deceased for at least 1 month. I want to express my sincere gratitude to every law enforcement agency, local, state, and federal, and our volunteer fire departments in Aiken County who stood alongside us throughout this process. There are too many to name, but specifically Special Agent in Charge Kevin Moore with FBI Columbia, Chief Keel with SLED, Sheriff Rowland with Edgefield County, Sheriff Kuhn with Lexington County, Sheriff Bone with Kershaw County, Sheriff Gino Brantley with Richmond County, Chief Barranco with Aiken Public Safety, and Chief Johnson with the North Augusta Public Safety, and Paul Matthews with Aiken County Department of Emergency Management, and all other sheriffs throughout the South Carolina who called me, offering their support and encouragement throughout this whole process. The professionalism, cooperation, and dedication demonstrated to everyone involved has been nothing short of exceptional. Every agency brought valuable resources, specialized expertise, and an unwavering commitment to our mission. I also want to thank you, our media partners, for covering this investigation, helping spread Javeayah's picture to our community in hopes of locating her. And finally, I want to thank the community from the encouragement, patience, prayers, and support you have shown have meant more than words can express. We received an overwhelming amount of support through shared information, donations of food, water, and countless acts of kindness that reminded us why we are so proud to serve this community. I would also like to especially thank Bethel Baptist Church for opening their doors and providing food, water, and conditioning and restrooms. And that's the neighbors in the area searched for her on Saturday. We went to the scene Saturday where we told law enforcement is searching for her in Great Falls, South Carolina, near Chester and Union County lines. Our crews provided a photo that shows across Debitory, I don't know how to say that, Creek area closed to the public. This is not far from the area where SLED helicopters flew earlier. So yeah, this is just all fucked up, man, with this family, with this little girl, man. But we about to get into this case. So they got arrested on Saturday. They had their bond hearings, both of them, today. And that's what we're about to get into right now. We're about to get into this case. We're about to get deeper into this case so we can spread more awareness for Javeayah. What do y'all think so far? What do y'all think about these shitty parents? Some people just do not deserve to have kids. I promise you they don't. Some people just do not deserve to have any kids. Do I got some? Let me see. I did have some more. Oh, you know what? I do got some images here. Let's see. So we're gonna start with the images and then we'll work our way up. Man. Yeah, this is all fucking sad, bro. Let me get in here real quick. Man. All right. Do I have, which one is this one? Is this the one that I'm looking at? You know what? We'll get back to those later. I'm gonna start with the videos. Let's go here.
And we have a breaking news update right now. We're getting the latest information as the Aiken County Sheriff's Office is going to be giving us some live and new information on the for the 4-year-old Javeayah Harris, who has been missing since Tuesday. She was last seen at 8:15 in the Hillsborough Street and Ridgecrest Road out in Aiken County. The sheriff's office says earlier this week that the mobile search operations are being scaled back, but emphasizes that the search for Miss Javeayah Harris, who's 4 years old, will continue until she is found. She was last seen wearing pink Minnie Mouse pajamas and Crocs. Investigators say more than 5,000 acres have been searched so far. We'll be hearing right now, as you can see on your screen, Sheriff Sawyer is going to be giving us some new details on this investigation, and we're looking to hear some more. Take a listen.
I'm Aiken County Sheriff Marty Sawyer. And we're gathered here, and I'm gathered here with all these law enforcement partners to make the hardest announcement that I've ever had to make in my 36 years career in law enforcement. I'm deeply saddened to tell you that our investigation and evidence leads us to believe that 4-year-old Javeayah Harris is deceased. It's the outcome that we all feared, and sadly, it's the outcome that we must face. We'll have to face it together as a community.
The volume is okay and everything, right? Drop the gems if everything sounds good, y'all. Let me know.
Our search for Javeayah drives on. We are continuing to put massive law enforcement resources to work to recover Javeayah and bring her home. We all hoped and prayed to find her alive. But it's extremely important to bring her home to her family, and it's important to bring her home for us. We are currently searching an area of interest right now, not in Aiken County, and I am not disclosing where that's at. But I'm sure you understand, if in fact Javeayah's body is where we think it is, it's going to be a difficult time for everybody there.
And let me get to this comment right here. It says the neighbor was asked if she ever saw the little girl at the parents' home, and she said no. I know people who actually know this family. That's the crazy part about it. One of my subscribers knows Javeayah. They said that for a long time they hadn't seen Javeayah. I don't know really what the situation is. I just know that this story is freaking weird and it's crazy, but I know some people who actually know this family and know Javeayah. That's the crazy part about this. Someone reached out to me and told me that this is hitting so close to home because Javeayah used to be at her house. Crazy shit, but they said that Javeayah was not around this family for a long time.
And we don't need anybody from the outside of law enforcement.
So people who do know this family, how long has Javeayah actually been gone? They say she's been dead for at least a month. For the people in the chat who know this family, how long has she been gone, y'all think?
Trying to access that area. Today I'm announcing that we have arrested Javeayah's parents. We've arrested her dad, 23-year-old Javeayah Harris, and her mom, 22-year-old Michelle Herring, for homicide by child abuse and filing a false police report. Additional charges may be forthcoming. We'll figure that out as the investigation goes further. We have spoken to Javeayah's extended family, and we'd ask that you respect their privacy. We can only imagine what they're going through. We put every resource available to find Javeayah and to bring her home safely. I want you to pay close attention to these next two sentences. This is very important. Sadly, the night of the 911 call on June the 30th, when that call was made, it was already too late to save Javeayah. At this time, our investigation supports that she had been deceased for at least a month. I want to express my sincere gratitude to every law enforcement agency, local, state, and federal, and all of our volunteer fire departments in Aiken County who stood alongside us this whole journey for the past 3 or 4 days in this heat and long hours. There's too many agencies to name, but I am going to name a few that played the key role and supported the Aiken County Sheriff's Office in this operation. Special Agent with the Kershaw County Sheriff's
I went through the names, so I'm just going to fast forward through the names, and he's just going to name the agencies.
Office morning, and it's been manned ever since then. Aiken County EMS, encouragement, manpower, or equipment, whatever we needed. The professionalism, cooperation, and dedication demonstrated by everyone is nothing short of exceptional. Every agency brought valuable resources, specialized expertise, but most of all, an unwavering commitment to bring Javeayah home. I also want to thank you, the media, for covering our investigation, for helping spread Javeayah's picture to our community, in hopes of locating her. And finally, I want to thank our community. From the encouragement, patience, prayers, and support, all that means more to us as law enforcement and first responders than you'll ever know. We received an overwhelming amount of support through shared information, donations of food and water, and countless acts of kindness that reminds us why we are so proud to serve the citizens of Aiken County. I'd like to especially say thank you to Bethel Baptist Church, who's right around the corner from where this started. They opened their doors to us. They provided food, water, restrooms, and probably most importantly, air conditioning for those guys that were out in the woods searching. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Special Agent in Charge Kevin Moore.
Thank you, Sheriff. And good morning. I'm Kevin Moore, the Special Agent in Charge of the FBI's Columbia Field Office. And today, a family and this community are hurting from this tragedy, the loss of a 4-year-old Javeayah. We want to offer our sincerest condolences to Javeayah's loved ones and to this community. The men and women of the FBI have been here in Aiken County since the beginning, working alongside the Sheriff's Office and our law enforcement partners. With the information we had at the time, we put every available resource into finding Javeayah. That included dozens of FBI personnel who were part of the searches, the neighborhood canvasses, the digital media review, and interviews. We also had members of the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit, the Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team, and our technical experts involved. Whenever a child goes missing, it's a joint effort to find them, and the FBI works hand in glove to assist law enforcement agencies in doing so. It's heartbreaking that we are not standing here with better news. We want to thank the community for all the support, for the tips, and for showing compassion in trying to locate Javeayah. Thank you to our law enforcement partners. It's truly one team. Now we are all focused on pursuing justice for Javeayah, because that's what she deserves. Thank you, Sheriff.
Okay, so that's pretty much just going to be repetitive at this point, but that press conference was just to notify the public that they believe she's dead, and for the people, yeah, they took her out for peeing in the bed. That's the crazy part. I mean, what the hell do you expect a 4-year-old to do? You expect a 4-year-old? I mean, come on, man. I'm pretty sure some people had accidents up until they was like 7 or 8. You know what I'm saying? Peeing in the bed at 4 years old. You were just born 4 years ago. That's sad, and that's sad, bro. Like 4 years old, peeing in the bed, and you're just gonna take out your child because they can't get it together and peeing in the bed. I would hate to see how you treat the rest of your kids if that's what you did to her just for peeing in the bed. But let's continue. We got more to uncover, man.
We have been watching the press conference. That was the Aiken County Sheriff Marty Sawyer there announcing that this search has taken a turn. We knew it was going to be a pivotal update in this case. They now believe that Javeayah Harris is dead. They have evidence in the case to believe that. Her body somewhere, he said, not here, and would not go in to the details of where they believe this little girl's body is. They believe that she has died. Both of her parents, her father, her mother, both arrested now, charged with homicide by child abuse, and now filing a false police report. The sheriff adamant to bring this key piece in sharing the details that he could today, saying that they believe on Tuesday at 8:15 when that 911 call happened, alerting that Javeayah might have wandered off, was the story that was told. The sheriff said today they believe that Javeayah, her little body, had been dead for at least a month. Will Rio and Sidney Hood getting in place there at that press conference there with the sheriff in Aiken County. Obviously a heartbreaking update for searchers there. The sheriff said that the FBI had been part of this investigation, and they had been working to put together a secondary case. As that massive search was going on, some 200 searchers strong, we tonight, or this morning, are learning that they were searching there based on a tip, based on a call that was given by that mother now in jail, Javeayah's father now in jail, charged with homicide by child abuse, believing that when that 911 call was made on Tuesday, Javeayah...
Yeah, so to go back with this comment, yeah, so whenever they moved to Aiken County, the people in Aiken County are saying they never saw that little girl. I don't know how can somebody in the chat tell me exactly how long they've lived in Aiken County? But from what I've been told by people who know this family, they say they moved to Aiken County and they believe they moved after they already took this little girl out. And they believe the little girl is in Union County. That's why the police are saying they're not searching for her in Aiken County, because they don't believe that girl ever was at that house. They were putting not false pictures up. They were putting old pictures of her on social media, and they haven't been around their immediate families. So no one knew that this little girl was dead. They were going around pretending like she was alive. They were posting her on social media, but there were old pictures of her. The people in the community in Aiken County never saw this little girl. The people, her neighbors, never saw this little girl. The people who I'm telling you know this family personally say since they moved to Aiken County, that girl ain't been there. They haven't seen this little girl in Aiken County at all. They don't know if she was there or not, but they just saying, look, ever since they moved to Aiken, we never did see that little girl alive. And they believe that little girl had been gone for at least, I would say they're saying at least a month, but the people that I'm talking to, they're saying she's been gone longer than a month. They're saying like maybe 3 or 4 months. I don't know, but let's continue. But I'm telling y'all, this family took this little girl out. I don't think they're going to find her, because I believe the daddy I think the daddy put her in water somewhere out there in South Carolina, and they're thinking it's Union County. I don't know every area like that. I'm just telling y'all, if they do find this little girl, it's going to be in water. Trust me and believe me. If they find her, it's going to be in water, but I don't think they're going to find her. That's the fucked up part about this. I don't want to speak nothing like that into existence, so I'll knock on wood. I pray to God that they do find her, but I'm telling y'all that daddy did it. The daddy put that little girl. I know it for a fact. I don't need nobody to tell me shit. I know that daddy is the one who did it. The mama was weak as fuck. She was a weak motherfucking mama, and she knew that daddy was over there abusing this child. I believe she was abusing the child because the daddy was doing it. She's one of those people who would do anything to keep a nigga around. She would let that man do whatever to that little child just to keep him around. And I believe that the daddy was just an abusive ass daddy, a piece of shit father, a hoe ass nigga who deserves everything he gonna get in that pen. And I don't think he gonna make it out the pen. That bitch ass nigga gonna get got in South Carolina or wherever the fuck they ship his ass to. Let me stop talking crazy, but I'm telling y'all, the daddy is the one who did it. The mama assisted, but the daddy took that little girl and he put her body in that water. Wherever they find her at, if they find her, it's gonna be in water. I'm done talking for now, but I'm telling you, he put that little girl in that water. There's no doubt in my mind that the daddy did it, and the daddy put that little girl in some water, and he was going around talking about her in past tense while he was out fishing. Did y'all see the post when he was out fishing? And he had the fish up and he was around the water, but he was speaking about her in past tense like she wasn't here no more. Man, that bitch ass nigga did that shit, y'all. I'm sorry, he did it.
Javeayah had been dead for more than a month. That will end our special coverage here as we are on the broadcast side. We will return you there to regular programming for in-depth coverage on this. We invite you to WRDW Plus and all of our social media platforms. We will continue our coverage here. The search for Javeayah Harris continues. They are looking for her body. The sheriff will not tell us where. For those of you joining us here, on digital, stay with us. For those of you who are watching us on WRDW and WAGT, we return you now to regularly scheduled programming.
This is crazy, bro. Crazy fucking story. You can tell it's hurting everybody to even cover this type of stuff, man.
Augusta, Georgia, as people join us from across the country, people have been following the search for this missing 4-year-old little girl since Tuesday. This morning, I should say, the sheriff there in Aiken County announcing that they now believe they have evidence in this case that this 4-year-old little girl, Javeayah Harris, is dead. They believe they are searching for the body. The sheriff not telling us exactly where that search is taking place, saying he would keep that very close. Meanwhile, the parents of this little girl both have been arrested. They believe when that 911 call was made on Tuesday at 8:15, Javeayah had been dead for more, at least, he said, a month. I'm bringing in my colleagues Sydney Hood and Will Rio there live where the sheriff just wrapped up that press conference. Will, you talked to this father yesterday. Certainly he seemed emotional. Today he is in jail. Sydney, you have been on this story since the very beginning there as that incredible search started. Now go back to that search, the sheriff wrapping up that press conference saying that they called in every asset that they could, including the FBI. Remember yesterday we did ask the sheriff if the secondary investigation was going on, and he said no, but he said there were certain things in this he could not share. It's very clear. The FBI had SLED, as you watched Sydney in that neighborhood. You were there as they started asking questions. I'll go back to that as you were there in that neighborhood. Can you explain the day, the time when you first saw and it looked like that this could be more than a search for a little girl?
Sydney, you were on the ground for the last 3 days. Walk us through what you've seen for the last 3 days with these search crews.
Well, certainly whenever I got out here Tuesday night at 11 o'clock, you could already see the parking lot at Bethel Baptist Church filling up with local agencies. SLED, of course, started coming in as well as the FBI. So Sheriff Sawyer really meant it when he said that they had every agency that they could think of, locally, state, federal, out here, helping them find this little 4-year-old girl. And the search it was nonstop all week long, going in and out of that parking lot, on the ground, in the sky with the helicopters and the drones as well. I mean, people out here doing everything they can to find this little girl, using every resource that they can think possible to get out there, doing interviews with neighbors, interviewing family members as well, just trying to get any nugget of information to lead them to finding this 4-year-old little girl. Of course, like Sheriff Sawyer mentioned, not the news we wanted to bring to you today. He said it was one of the hardest things he's had to announce in his more than 30-year law enforcement career out here, and you can certainly just feel the somberness out here today as he shared that news with us. But Will, you spoke with the dad this week. Talk to me a little bit about that, and just, I mean, we put the interview out there for folks to listen to. You spoke to him earlier this week. Now he's in jail.
Yeah, it almost gives me goosebumps just sitting here talking about it. I mean, both parents now arrested and charged in the missing persons case of Javeayah Harris. And having gone through that interview with him over the phone earlier this week, and him telling me a story, and now knowing that evidence with the sheriff's office leads them to believe that she had been dead for a month at that point. And he had a story that he told us over the phone about what happened the day that she went missing. Again, we know that 911 call, they are also charged with making a false police report too and filing that report. So just to rehash some of his story, he told me that Javeayah wanted some candy, some food. He had some other stores he had to go to, and then ended up at a laundromat. And then that's when he saw law enforcement head back to his house. His girlfriend, who's Javeayah's mother, was pregnant at the time, and he might have been worried that she was going into labor. So he raced home, saw a large law enforcement presence, drones in the air. He was getting questioned by detectives, and he said he had no idea what happened. He said this has been killing them, not knowing what happened too, and said that the mother was torn up about all of this. Javeayah was not one to run away, and initially on that phone call, it sounded...
Wait, I'm not laughing at this. I'm laughing because you motherfuckers really gonna say, oh, well, Javeayah is not the type to run away. She's 4 years fucking old. Of course she's not the type. What 4-year-old runs away from home? And if a 4-year-old runs away, it's because she got some parents that's over there doing some shit to her. What you mean Javeayah is not the type to run away? Man, I wish I could run a fade with this dude, bro. I wish they could just lock me in a room with that daddy so I could run a fade with this bitch ass nigga. What you mean she ain't the type to run away? What 4-year-old runs away from home? In the history of mankind, what 4-year-old just gets up and say, you know what, I'm leaving? Unless some shit is going on and they running the fuck away from y'all because y'all abusing the hell out that little girl. That's probably what if she ever ran away from y'all, it was because she was afraid of y'all that y'all was gonna do some shit to her. Man, let me stop because I'm getting pissed the fuck off.
As if he was getting choked up and was emotional about the entire situation. But again, now they are charged in her disappearance and death at this point, homicide about child abuse, and then filing that false police report as well. But again, just knowing that there was an interview done, that story was given to us, and then now these charges have been filed against them, and they are arrested and at the Aiken County Detention Center is almost surreal, and it's not something any of us wanted to see as an outcome in this case.
No, and another thing I wanted to mention too, Sheriff Sawyer told us that when they got that 911 call on Tuesday, that what they have right now evidence-wise leads them to believe that it was too late to find.
And we tried to get that 911 call.
We've asked for it, and of course, like you mentioned yesterday, when it's an active investigation, it can sometimes be hard to get those things, but that is one of the many things that we are asking for, the questions that we are having as well. And we know a lot of people at home have those questions as well, want to know that information.
But I just want to focus a little bit more too on the sheriff coming out and having the law enforcement partners behind him as well as the FBI. I mean, you could feel the somberness of some of the law enforcement officials that were out there. I mean, you can feel it when they were making this announcement. You knew it wasn't something good when they walked out that door and stepped up to the podium. So again, not the news that any of us in this community wanted to hear. There's still more to the story as they are still searching for Javeayah, trying to recover her and bring her home. The sheriff telling us that they are searching a place of interest outside Aiken County, but would not get into specifics or disclose where that location was. And if you're just now joining us, I did have a chance to ask the sheriff where this investigation changed from a search to a recovery, what information they had or learned about that led them to believe that she was at an area outside of Aiken County, because we know they had those roadblocks for the entire week. We're searching cars. They didn't believe that she was outside of the area. He said that they had another search team and other organizations and agencies searching outside of that immediate area where she was last seen, and that's what they were doing the entire time that they were also checking some vehicles. So they had received some more information, sent it to those teams, and then they started looking into other areas. But again, they believe that she wandered off, and that seems to not be the case now, with her being in an area outside of Aiken County and the parents now being charged. So more to the story too. We're going to try to get some of those mugshots for the parents later on today. Hopefully the warrants may shed some light on what exactly happened, and of course when this investigation progresses a little bit more, that 911 call may give us some better insight as to what the mother told law enforcement when she called them.
Absolutely. And I just again want to touch on the feeling in the air whenever we saw law enforcement walk out here today. We said it multiple times here, you could just feel the somberness. You could see it on their faces, and you could hear it in Sheriff Sawyer's voice that this is not the news that they wanted to deliver. But he made sure to say multiple times about their unwavering commitment to finding Javeayah and bringing her home. He says that that is not going to stop them, and we've certainly seen that all week, their commitment to doing that, battling this brutal heat that we have been out in all week long. So again, I mean, it's just, we can't say this enough. It's certainly not the news that we wanted to deliver here today.
Absolutely not, Brett. It has just been a surreal moment out here to hear that from the sheriff, and yeah, it's heartbreak for everyone in this community.
Absolutely.
Oh, incredibly it is, Will, and you have to think about those searchers who have spent 3 days in the woods, neighborhood, door-to-door searches there, taking with them that they were hoping that this would end happily, all the way until that press conference last night with the sheriff, hoping that somehow, some way, this little girl was going to come home safely. It was taxing, you could feel in the sheriff's voice when he said, stop and listen to this next part, that we believe when this 911 call happened on Tuesday at 8:15, that just this little girl, this 4-year-old little girl, had been dead maybe for more than a month. So many people across Aiken County, across that neighborhood, so many searchers, the people across this country were holding on to hope that this story would have a happy ending, and now we know that there is a search ongoing at this moment for Javeayah Harris's body. The sheriff not saying where that is, saying he would not share where that is, that it was a law enforcement search and they would be there. Well, there are not a lot of questions there at the end of his press conference, and simply, truthfully, I can tell you that any question that you might have had about what led to change this and what turned to this father and this mother becoming not only suspects in this case, but then arrested and charged in this case, I think it is unique at this moment that they have made a homicide case in this, and they do not have a body.
I had trouble hearing him. I'm sorry.
He was saying how interesting it is that they've made a homicide charge in this case, but they do not have a body yet.
Yeah, that is extremely interesting. Again, we saw the searches all week long, and it's really, it's tough. I'm not sure how to answer that question quite truthfully.
Tough.
I mean, they were searching the area, and for them to come up with those charges too, they must have had significant evidence and an idea of where she was too.
And of course, like the sheriff said, you know, they're giving us the information that they can give right now. This is an active investigation that he told us repeatedly, and we know that we have questions that we want to get answered, and we know especially this community has questions that they want to get answered to as well, because they have really, you know, I want to say put their heart into this. Before this past week, no one across Aiken County knew Javeayah Harris like they know her right now, with as many times as we've shared her name and photo across social media platforms trying to bring her back home to her family. And Sheriff Sawyer mentioned that, you know, the news that he gave us today, it's the sad reality that they must face, and it's the sad reality that the community must face. But he did make a point to thank their community for their support here and for their care for finding Javeayah. I mean, this little 4-year-old little girl, the moment that they announced that they were actively searching for her Tuesday evening, I saw people from around the Shiloh Heights area, neighbors, just wanting to come and help. And of course, the sheriff later announced that they were asking the public to stay away from that staging area. But to me, witnessing that just goes to show you that, I mean, it doesn't matter if you know the person or not, but just complete strangers wanting to come here and find this little girl and bring her back home. I feel like, you know, he had mentioned earlier this week that you've got parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles out here searching for this little girl. And I mean, I'm not a parent, so I can't speak to that, but I was talking with our Ashley Jones yesterday, and she said something that stuck with me about how she looks at this little girl and she can copy and paste her son's face on there.
Absolutely.
So certainly a parent's heart or anyone's heart has gone into the search this week, Brett.
Man. So let's keep going, y'all. This is just a sad and unfortunate case, but we're covering it. Let's go.
It has been a heartbreaking day here at the Debutary Creek access point in Fairfield County, South Carolina. I'm right by the Chester County line. It's about 2 hours from Augusta. I just stepped back into the car because it is getting very dark here and there aren't any street lights. It's a very remote, very rural area. No cell service. We don't have any cell service out here. And some of Javeayah Harris's family members are just a stone's throw from me right now. I've been speaking with them today as they came here and gathered, just waiting for answers. I'll get to that in just a minute. But first, how did I get here? How did I get 2 hours from Augusta? Well, I was tracking SLED's helicopter, and I was noticing that they were doing several rounds around the creek here. So I got in the car and I came here. And when I did,
I'm telling you, it's going to be water. If they find that body, it's going to be in water.
I found that access point was completely blocked, and I learned an investigation recovery effort was being made just behind that blocked access road. I can tell you I've seen DNR today. Just minutes ago, they left with 2 or 3 boats. I also saw the drone team leave. I was hearing drones out here all day. Also 2 ATVs. Multiple agencies are here trying to find Javeayah. I talked with Javeayah's great-grandmother, and she said that there's obviously nothing that they can do, but they didn't know what to do. So they just came here looking for answers.
Hey, we don't even have 300 likes on this video. This is about a little 4-year-old girl that's now dead. Double tap that screen for Javeayah and get these fucking likes up. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all don't want to support Javeayah? If anything, support this little girl. Let's go, man. Get the likes up.
Just a few minutes ago, Javeayah's grandfather told me he found out about it today on Facebook. And so he's been here. He's still here, just looking and waiting for answers. It's been really sad. They've all had tears in their eyes. I've talked with some uncles. There was an aunt who came by as well. They all live really close to this point, so they're very familiar with the area. Trying to get information about the search. There has been no updates today, and sadly, Javeayah's family was not able to get any updates as well. But I did see a number of agencies leaving for the day. It looks as though they're wrapping up for the night because they're not able to see anything. Obviously, visibility is bad, and sadly, this is no longer a search effort for this 4-year-old little girl alive. It is now a recovery effort for her body. That's the latest here in Fairfield County, South Carolina. Meredith Anderson on your side.
Yeah, so people are saying what evidence did look. This is police officers that definitely know what the hell they're doing. They've already investigated this. They know that the 911 call is fake. They know that everything that this family is talking about is not real. And unfortunately, they've come to the conclusion this girl has not been alive for quite some time, that this family has been hiding her death from everybody. And it's not far-fetched to say, oh, well, where's the rest of the family? I'm pretty sure that some of y'all don't see your family for months at a time and shit like that. I'm pretty sure y'all go without seeing y'all family for a month or 2 or 3 or 4 days. It's not far-fetched. I know I don't see my family all the goddamn time. My family might go shit. Some of my family might go a year without seeing me. So, I mean, you could probably hide this from your fucking family. I'm pretty sure that they were just hiding from everybody. They were posting images of her on social media as if she was still alive, but she was gone. I mean, if you're looking at the Facebook and you see pictures of her, you don't know if the picture is older or new. You don't know. So I'm pretty sure that a lot of people didn't know that she was dead, and they probably don't talk to them on the phone, or they probably, oh, she's sleeping right now, or you know what I'm saying, shit like that. So I'm pretty sure that they just been lying to everybody, and you know, I'm pretty sure they went over cell phone evidence. I'm pretty sure that they've already went over everything that they could to determine that this little girl ain't here no more. I'm pretty sure that the messages between these two, I'm pretty sure that when the preliminary hearing comes out, y'all gonna find out that this family was doing some sick shit. Y'all gonna find out who this family truly was when the preliminary hearing comes out. Watch. Mark my word, when that preliminary hearing comes out, that's when you're going to find out the real evidence of why they know this little girl ain't alive no more. And I'm pretty sure it's some shit that they said to each other in that phone.
We're now live, and you were at the bond hearing this morning. We were hoping to see the mother and the father, but just saw the mother this morning of Javeayah Harris. Give us some details and catch us up to speed on what was announced, but also what the feeling was like being there at that bond hearing and seeing her and hearing her speak too.
Yeah, of course, Will. This was our first time that we laid eyes on her since her arrest, and she came into the courtroom with no attorneys present, and the judge told her her rights and gave her the procedures of what was going on today before ultimately denying her bond. He said that the charge of homicide by child abuse charge would have to be taken up in the circuit court, and that he did not have the authority to set bond there, and then the filing a false police report charge, he said that carries up to a $5,000 bond, but because it's connected to the homicide charge, the judge denied bond there. But it was pretty quick here, Will, with her coming in, the judge giving the procedures there and telling her her rights and denying the bond and everything. Some other notes that came out of it, the judge asked her where she was currently employed. She said Transcom, and the judge asked how much she weeks, and she said about $1,300 bi-weekly. And then he said that she makes too much to qualify for a court-appointed attorney there. And another question that was asked of her by the judge was who else lives in the household, and her answer to that was, quote, the father. That's all she said. And then the judge asked her where he works, and she said DHL. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty quick in there. I mean, it was quiet. There, like I said, there were no attorneys present with her. She was cuffed at the ankles whenever she came in, and just really didn't see a lot of emotion in there. I mean, even I was watching her as she was signing the papers before the deputies took her back into custody. Didn't really see anything but a blank face in there, but just very quick in there. But of course, we're camping out here at the detention center as we wait to see if we'll see Javeayah's father in court today.
Yeah, again, the newest update, too, is that she was denied bond, and we were waiting and hoping to see the bond hearing for the father this morning, too, but that has since been delayed because they said he was not ready for the bond hearing this morning. So we're checking with the sheriff's office to see exactly when that will be. Sydney, what was the process this morning when you got there? Just for people who don't understand what you have to do for a bond hearing, take us through what the steps are, what the process is. It was supposed to start at 10 o'clock, too.
Yeah, well, on our end, we have to file paperwork to get permission from the judge to have our cameras present in there. So, I mean, if you want me to kind of take you through my day, I will. I got out here at around 9:20. I wanted to get here early enough to make sure that we are ready to go, since judges typically like to get through these things quick and fast here. We gave our paperwork to the front desk here at the detention center. They sent it back to the judge for him to look it over, and that took about 20 or so minutes, around 9:40, 9:45. The front desk told me that somebody would come to bring us back to the courtroom at 10 o'clock, and then around.
Did anybody in here see the mother's bond hearing? Because we're about to watch it in just a second. It's going to be during this video. Did anybody see the mother's bond hearing? Let me know in the chat, yes or no.
10:15, I think I told you, Will, that we were still waiting to go back, and then shortly after I sent that message to you, somebody came back, told us the procedures and how this was going to work, that they would bring us back into the room, and before bring us back into a room before bringing us into the courtroom to set us up where cameras are supposed to set up there. But yeah, nothing really more to say there. I mean, it was like I said, typically, you know, these things start on time, but I mean, you never know with court. There could be a multitude of factors that went into why we didn't start right at 10 o'clock this morning. I mean, you have to think it's a weekend, but it's also a holiday weekend, so that also factored into that, I'm sure, as well.
All right, thanks, Cindy, for the insight, too. I'll keep you on here. We can kind of talk about yesterday as well, because you've been on the ground the last couple of days with the here.
Father just mentioned we have.
This is the bond hearing.
Filing false police report of a felony violation. That bond would have been set for $5,000, but because it's connected to the homicide charge, I'm going to deny bond. So these two are going to be connected together, and a circuit court judge will hear that. So as of this morning,
then that shit starts fucking up right
We
here.
ask that she complies with the.
All right, let's get over here. That's their signal, so just give it a second. And she's shackled.
Yes, we ask that she complies with DSS requirements.
And she's denied bond, rightfully so. That bitch don't need to be out. Let's keep it a buck.
court, you contact the public defender's office to complete the application process. Court dates, times, and locations will be included in the paperwork that I'm about to give you, so don't try to keep up with anything in your head. For charges that will be heard in General Sessions Court, you have the right to a preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing does not determine if you are guilty or not guilty. It simply confirms if probable cause exists to move forward to trial with the charges that you face. If you want a preliminary hearing, you need to submit the form I will give you within 10 days, and that 10 days starts today. You will get a copy of everything that you sign. Understand that by signing, know that it is not an admission of guilt or anything other than a receipt of the documents as part of this bond hearing process. Please follow the deputy's guidance and sign and initial everywhere that it is highlighted in yellow. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Herring, you've been charged with homicide by child abuse. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if convicted...
How are you sitting up there with a straight face? I mean, obviously, I know the answer to this because I'm just saying, like, the news just broke that your daughter's dead, 4 years old. You don't seem like this is shocking to you. This don't seem like new news to you. It seems like you've been new this shit because you don't have any. I don't even see you're not breaking down. You're not crying. There's no tears in your eyes. You're not emotional. You don't give a fuck, bitch. You don't give a damn that your kid is not here no more. You're just sitting up there. Yes, sir. I understand. Yes, sir. I understand. Yes, sir. Man, come on, man. Anybody in this chat, if your kid was found unalived, or they determining that your kid was found unalived, and they're saying you did, you would be breaking down like, man, I didn't do this shit, bro. Like, what the fuck? Something in you would just be crying, or you would be emotional. You had no remorse, Jelly Bean. You ain't got no remorse for. We know you did some shit, and you're not even showing any remorse towards this little 4-year-old girl. Just show y'all hated that little girl, and then you just gave birth to another one. I'm glad that child will never get to know you. I'm glad you can never raise that child. You sitting over there with this damn Rick James ass haircut. You sitting over there with this slick Easy E Jerry curl in your damn hair, looking a hot ass mess. Talking about, oh yeah, I understand. So shut your weird ass up.
It carries up 20 years to life in prison. You
Yes.
understand that? You've also been charged with filing false police report of a felony violation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
It carries up to 5 years in prison or a $5,000 fine. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, or are you going to retain the services? Are you going to retain the services of your own legal counsel?
I can get public assistance.
Okay. So answer a couple of questions for me. Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
And where do you work?
Transcom.
Transcom?
Yes, sir.
Do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly?
Bi-weekly.
And on average, what do you typically bring home every 2 weeks?
1,300.
anybody else live in the household with you?
Yes, sir, the father.
So just one?
Yes, sir.
Does he do anything to contribute to the financial status of the home?
He worked at DHL.
Okay. All right, at this time, you make too much money to qualify for a court-appointed attorney.
Okay.
So you're going to need to retain the services of legal counsel on your own.
And I'm gonna be real. I don't give a fuck that it's fucked up, but she only bringing in $2,600 a month, and she's in jail now, so she can't work anymore. And he's like, "You make too much." I mean, I'm glad he said the shit, but it's like, damn, she ain't got no. She can't work no more, and she wasn't bringing in shit anyway. You know how much an attorney gonna be for this damn case? This girl is fighting a murder by child abuse case, and she got the filing a false police report. Somebody going, I'm talking about on the bare minimum, at least 10 bands just to take the fucking case. She ain't got no 10 bands laying around. This girl ain't gonna get no damn attorney. She's not gonna be able, and her family not gonna help her. She gonna have to get a court appointed at some point. I'm glad though. This bitch finna get hung in that court. Trust me and believe me. They know what they're doing. They're railroading her. She's not making it out this situation, and neither is he.
You also have a first court appearance set up for September 18th of this year at 9 a.m. in the main courtroom at the Aiken County Judicial Center, 109 Park Avenue Southeast in Aiken. Right. If you're able to bond out, then you'll need to be there for this first appearance. If you have not bonded out on these charges, the Sheriff's Office will transport you to the courtroom. Does Victim Services have anything they'd like to add to the record this morning?
Yes, we ask that she complies with DSS requirements.
All right. Very good. Is there anyone from law enforcement that is here to put anything on the record? Very well. All right. Ms. Herring, with regards to the homicide by child abuse, it carries 20 years to life if convicted. Based on the severity of the charge and the penalty that it carries, I do not have the authority to set bond. You will have to go before a circuit court judge. The circuit court judge will basically do what I'm doing, but will have the authority to set a bond on you. Sometime within 30 days, you will have that opportunity to go before the circuit court judge. With regards to the filing false police report of a felony violation, that bond would have been set for $5,000, but because it's connected to the homicide charge, I'm going to deny bond. So these two are going to be connected together, and a circuit court judge will hear that. So as of this morning, there is no bond that is set for you. All right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
She don't care. She don't give a damn. Over there looking like Rick James. She don't give a damn that she not getting out of jail. She didn't want that damn baby no way. She probably don't want the one she just had. She don't want them damn kids. I'm glad they denied her damn bond. People like her don't deserve no damn kids. Let's keep it a buck. People like her don't deserve no damn kids. I'm glad they denied your bond, and I'm glad you can't raise the kids you just had.
Is our community ready to discuss the issue that we have with specifically our mothers, our younger mothers, not properly vetting the men that they choose to procreate with, ignoring red flags, making babies with these men who are unaliving, abusing or neglecting the child, and is ultimately leading to this child's unaliving before they even get past being a toddler. Justice for Javeayah Harris. This is the cutest little girl that anyone most normal human beings would be overjoyed and honored to have as a daughter. She was 4 years old, and they described her as being very bright, but also timid, and she was also on the autistic spectrum. So when I heard that she was missing, like, of course I was like reposting, liking as many videos as I could, and I was just like thinking about her every night before I went to bed. I'm just like, God, I wish I could just like know where she is. Hopefully she's okay. Hopefully she's hiding somewhere. And I've been at work all day, and then I come home, and then I'm scrolling TikTok, and I find out that not only is she no longer with us, but her parents have been lying for over a month about her being alive at all, and falsely reported her as missing. And I just think how many other cases I've heard like this within our community. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen in other communities, but I'm Black, so I'm going to talk about my community first if y'all don't mind. Thank you. We need to do a better job of vetting the men that we want to get pregnant by. And if you don't want to be pregnant, if you don't really want a child who you're responsible for protecting and making sure that they grow and have a fulfilled and happy life, then there are plenty of things that you could do for contraception. There's even things that you can just get permanently that you don't have to, or semi-permanently too, that you don't have to think about if you're too irresponsible to deal with prophylactics. But for you to endanger a baby that you chose to bring into this planet, and all because you want to stay with this man for whatever reason, because you envision this fairy tale, because he pleases you in bed. I don't care. This is unacceptable, and there's too many damn cases in our community of this happening. And I'm just like, I don't care about y'all's feelings. I don't care if you feel like I'm targeting my community, by the way. I think the children are a little more important than your feelings. Just like we like to say how when we're dealing with them, when we bring up things that are microaggressions or racist and they don't realize it, how it seems like their feelings are more important. I don't care if y'all feel like I am generalizing the community. This is an issue. There's no reason why I should be hearing about a bunch of children disappearing, being unalived every damn day. There's no reason why we should be outliving Gen Alpha. This is ridiculous. And I'm like, if you don't want to be a responsible parent, if you don't want to pick a good father and a good man, don't have kids. Get your tubes tied or do something else to prevent you from having kids. Because this is horrible. That how she probably passed on being hurt, abused by people who were supposed to protect and raise her to adulthood, and she never made it.
Yeah, that's just sad, man. There's no telling what they were doing to this little girl. You know, she can't speak on the things that they were doing. So it's just sad and unfortunate, man. Let's continue. Let's continue on and cover this damn story.
It's the outcome that we all feared, and sadly, it's the outcome that we must face.
A heartbreaking search for missing 4-year-old Javeayah Harris has now become a death investigation.
We'll have to face it together as a community. Our search for Javeayah drives on.
Tonight, Javeayah Harris's parents are behind bars and charged in connection with her death.
Sadly, the night of the 911 call on June 30th, when that call was made, it was already too late to save Javeayah.
Investigators say Javeayah may have been dead for at least a month, and the search for her body is now focused outside Aiken County.
We are all focused on pursuing justice for Javeayah because that's what she deserves.
Tonight at 6 o'clock, the arrest, the charges, and the unanswered questions in the death of Javeayah Harris.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for News 12 at 6 o'clock. I'm Will Rio. We have live team coverage and new developments in the search for 4-year-old Javeayah Harris. Aiken County Sheriff Marty Sawyer saying today Javeayah is believed to be deceased. Now this is a homicide investigation. The sheriff also telling us that they believe she's been gone for at least a month before she was reported missing with that 911 call. And new tonight, here is our first look at Javeayah's parents. 23-year-old Javeayah Harris and 22-year-old Mishaila Herring are behind bars tonight. Both are charged with homicide by child abuse. Herring is also charged with filing a false police report. Even with the charges against the parents, there are so many questions that need answers. One of those being, where is Javeayah? News 12 is on the scene where we are told law enforcement is searching in Great Falls in Chester County, South Carolina. Our Meredith Anderson has provided this photo that shows access access to the Debutary Creek area, and it's closed to the public right now. This is not far from the area where SLED's helicopter flew earlier this afternoon. Here is the flight pattern of SLED's helicopter we tracked taking off from Columbia just earlier this afternoon today. This flight track is publicly available through the company FlightAware. The helicopter appears to make several passes over bodies of water.
I told y'all, it's going to be water. I mean, this is so freaking sad. You just dump that little girl in some water somewhere, man. That's just horrible, bro. Just threw the little girl body away. Your little precious baby. Not just any baby, your baby.
Missing Javeayah's parents have been arrested and authorities say she is deceased. As you may recall, 4-year-old Javeayah was reported missing on June 30th. Here is the timeline of Javeayah's disappearance. On June 30th at 8 p.m., her mother says that she was out playing near the chicken coops. Then, according to her mother, 8:15 was the last time she was seen. Between 8:43 and 8:45, she was reported missing by her mother to authorities. Authorities immediately responded to the home and started searching for her. At 9 p.m., her father comes home from the quote laundromat and convenience store. He says that when he was coming down the street, he saw police activity, and then when he got closer, he realized it was at his home. At 10:20 p.m., law enforcement is searching and they give a description of the missing child. The next day, July 1st, the search continues and the FBI joins in the search as well. The next day, July 2nd, the search continues and authorities provide an update and explain why an Amber Alert was not issued, and they say that the criteria was not met. Then on July 3rd, which is the following day, authorities explain that they still haven't found her but have searched over 1,000 acres. That same day, her father publicly speaks for the first time. He said that his daughter is not a runaway and has never done so. He also told authorities prior to her disappearance that someone was quote snooping around their home. In addition to that, her mother gave birth the same day that she went missing. The father then stated that the mother was unable to call him and inform him of the child being missing because she did not have cell service. However, he says she was able to call 911, and that is what she did. On July 3rd at 10:45 a.m., a local church sets up a command center. By 6:30 p.m., authorities say they had covered over 5,000 acres. By 7 p.m., they had reduced the search. However, they said the search would still continue. Then, as of today, authorities gave a press conference and stated that the case was now considered a homicide. They also stated they believe the child had been deceased for at least a month prior to her being reported missing on June 30th. Since then, both of her parents have been arrested and charged with taking her life. However, at this time, authorities have not provided any details as to what led them to the murder charges. At this time, they say they are searching in an undisclosed area for Javeayah. She is still missing. To stay up to date on this case, make sure you click the playlist below. I'll keep you guys updated. What do you think? Drop in the comments.
Yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you think that they're going to be able to locate her body? Do you guys think it's going to be in water? You think they buried her somewhere? What do you guys think?
4-year-old girl who disappeared out of Aiken County has ties to the upstate. Deputies say Javeayah Harris disappeared on Tuesday.
And tonight, Arshel Ramin is speaking with a woman who used to be the little girl's neighbor in Union County.
Well, Sydney, this neighbor used to live in the exact same apartment complex as Javeayah and her family. She says the neighborhood would take turns checking in on this little girl and her well-being.
Okay, that's a fucking problem right there. I mean, it's not a problem that the neighborhood would check on her. The fact that the neighborhood is checking on her but not reporting this bullshit to the police. What the fuck, y'all? Whoa. Why would y'all have to come together as a community to check on a little bitty girl, and why has no reports been made?
Despite all of that manpower deputies have on the ground in Aiken County, she says something in her heart is not sitting well back here in the upstate.
She real sweet and she real timid. Like, if she don't know you, she's not gonna just walk up to you or nothing like that.
A sweet 4-year-old little girl has sparked national headlines as her disappearance out of Aiken County has now reached more than 2 days.
As a parent and a grandparent of young children,
can we get 20 people to double tap their screen real quick, man? Come on, let's get these likes up. Double tap your screen. If you want justice for Javeayah, double tap your screen for that little poor 4-year-old girl. Beautiful 4-year-old girl. Double tap your screen.
this investigation hits close to home. We know that this family is living a nightmare, and we are doing everything we can to bring Javeayah home.
The Aiken County Sheriff saying about 200 specialized law enforcement officers have now completed their main grid search, an effort of more than 3,000 acres.
We've been supported in that by helicopters, drones, and dogs. The FBI is on scene assisting with analytical data, and they have trained personnel on the ground who specializes in investigating missing children cases.
We're on the phone with Miss Young, a woman who knew the family after living nearby at an apartment complex in Union.
When they moved away, everybody's number one concern was, where is she taking this baby? Where is they going?
Authorities say the 4-year-old's mother reported.
See, I got an issue with that. The neighbor is saying when they moved, they were all worried about where they taking this little girl. So if y'all, why the fuck nobody called the police on these fucking people? If y'all as a community came together to check on the little girl and everybody in the neighborhood was worried when they moved, then what the fuck would I blame the community who knew this shit was going on and didn't do nothing about it. I would have went up in that crib and took the little girl out of there and just said, you know what, dude, I'm calling the police my damn self, but she's not gonna live with y'all. If it was like that, come on, dog. I don't know, man. What y'all think, chat?
Reported her missing Tuesday night, last seen near a chicken coop. A detail not sitting right with neighbors we spoke with.
When they say that the baby left out their yard, that's unbelievable, because anytime her mama left her in the house for days, all the time for hours.
While the sheriff's office describes Javeayah as talkative and friendly, Miss Young says she didn't like to wander, but to stay in her comfort zone.
She real sweet. She will not cross the road. She won't walk by herself. Nothing. She like to hold people's hands when she walks. Even when she walks to the refrigerator, she still want to hold your hand.
At just a little over 40 pounds, deputies say Javeayah was wearing pink Minnie Mouse pajamas and Crocs when she vanished.
Different neighbors around in the same apartment complex went and got this baby, fed her, bathed her, put her on new clothes, and sent her back home. So it wasn't just me. It was different people in the neighborhood that noticed the same exact thing.
Now, the Aiken County Sheriff says the greatest thing to do for this family right now is to continue to pray. They have digital billboards up of little Javeayah, and there is a tip line set up for anyone with information about her disappearance, which you can see right there on your screen. Sydney.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They saying that they used to leave that little girl there for days, for hours. There's no fucking way that I could live next to somebody and know that this is going on, and I do absolutely nothing. Even if y'all calling CPS, look, me and that daddy would have just been running fades every day. Every time I seen the daddy pull up in that damn driveway, we would have ran a fade, and I would have called the police. Somebody could have saved this little girl. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Somebody could have saved this little girl's life. Somebody could have did something to save this little girl's life. This is my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
To the uncle of Javeayah Harris, sir, where were you at? Where were you at? You didn't question your sister. Hey, where my niece at? I ain't seen her. You ain't been in contact with your sister in those months that she's been allegedly missing, to now it's being announced that she's no longer here anymore. You have a lot to say, sir. You have a lot of standing up for your sister instead of calling her out on her bullshit. Taking up for your sister and her fucked up baby daddy. But you taking up for your sister. But where were you at when it came to your niece being missing these quote-unquote 5 days, I want to say, to now law enforcement is saying that she's possibly been dead for over a month? Where were you at? I'm going to say this, and I have said this in my comment section. That family failed that baby. That family failed that baby. And watch. They're going to try to spin it like, oh, we were looking for her and her mama was distant, all type shit. They're going to also try to come out with a GoFundMe to raise money for that baby's services. But y'all failed that child in life. And y'all failed to prevent her untimely passing at the hands of her fucked up mama and daddy. It's just a fucked up situation.
I got to agree with her. I got to agree with her on that. The family did feel it. Like I said, I can understand some people just not knowing because I'm pretty sure some people are distant and whatever. And he seemed like the type of nigga that probably wouldn't let her around the family anyway. But I got to blame the mama more than anybody. The daddy's just a piece of shit, bitch ass nigga. But I got to blame the mama more than anybody. That mama, man, you a sorry ass mama, girl. I'm sorry. You just a sorry ass
And
mama.
to the people that are saying, oh, it's the norm for a child to be playing in a chicken coop at 8 o'clock at night. Let me ask you this. Would you allow your child to do it? Would you allow your child to be unsupervised while you're in the house somewhere? Times are not how they were when we were coming up. Times are different. Times have changed. And to the people saying, oh, people in that part of Midland, part of South Carolina, leave their doors unlocked. Yeah, back in the day you could, but in today's era, not today's era, in today's times, I would never leave my door unlocked because you can't trust these rulish people at all. So again, being that I'm from the PD area of South Carolina, I in good faith would never, I don't even have kids yet, would never leave my future kids unattended when I'm not supervising them or being able to keep an eye on them. Because things can happen so fast.
I'm gonna be real. I don't even leave my dogs unattended, let alone a child. My dogs can't leave my eyesight. Period. Point blank. My dogs is in my eyesight anytime they out of their kennel. They are right where I can see them. Now you're like, we're talking about a dog and a kid. But I'm being serious. Like I treat my dogs like kids. I would never let my dogs out of my sight to do anything. They can't do nothing when I'm not watching. Period. Point blank. And ain't no way in fucking hell my door is ever gonna be unlocked in my damn house. Ain't no way in hell. Hell no. Whether I'm here or not, my doors is locked at all damn times. Windows and doors completely locked.
I don't want to be the person to say it, and I'm trying not to pass judgment, but I believe in my whole heart something happened to that baby. And the parents are not being truthful in this situation. I hope I'm wrong. But I done seen the same song and dance time and time again. Time and time again.
Yeah, this is just a case of some sorry ass parents who don't deserve kids. And anybody out there who knows anybody who are shitty parents, I encourage y'all to report their ass to the damn police. Anytime you see something like this, you got to do something to step up and save a child's life, because the 4-year-old can't speak up for themselves and call the police and do all they can't. And most times they're scared to even tell you what the hell is going on. If you see something like this, I encourage y'all, save the child's life. You never know what the fuck they're going through.
4-year-old Javeayah Harris is presumed to be deceased at this time. They do believe that she has been deceased for at least a month at this time. So the sheriff did go ahead and announce this morning, they had a press conference, that they did go ahead and arrest both of her parents. They have both been charged with homicide by child abuse and filing a false police report. Now, they did go ahead and say that they do believe they have an area that they believe she may be in. They are searching that area. They did not give no details about that area, but they are currently searching that area. The FBI, who has been involved pretty early on in the case, of course, because it was a child, they were doing a secondary investigation, and they believe that is how the information came about, that they needed to go ahead and arrest the parents. The mother was pregnant at the time that the call was made on Tuesday. She did go into labor shortly after that, so she did go ahead and have the child she was carrying. They did speak to a family member, so I am sure that the baby that she just had is with them, as they are, of course, in custody at this time. Now, neighbors did say, I believe yesterday, that they did not even know that there was a child at that home. So they had not even seen her whatsoever at that home. So that was definitely very telling, that people that are seeing you pretty much every day on the regular did not know you had a child in said home. So that was definitely very concerning, and I am sure that definitely was some red flags for authorities and everybody involved. So unfortunately, this is a very sad update to this case, but very much so expected from the beginning. Things just gave red flag after red flag after red flag, and so multiple red flags in a row is what leads to the arrest of these parents that are continuing to have children they don't want and then take them out, and then for the manner to be considered child abuse. Child abuse normally is something that is going on long term, so that is definitely very concerning that that is what that 4-year-old little girl had to endure. I do hope she is resting in peace, and hopefully with the information they have, that they have a possible location, they will have her found soon so she can be properly laid to rest by the additional family members that hopefully are going to make sure that that is done properly for her. I am Keisha. The channel name is Court with Keisha.
So the crazy thing is they can't even have a proper funeral for the little girl until they find her body. This is all fucked up, man.
I got up around five-ish.
And this is the dad, y'all. I want y'all to listen to what the dad says. This is the dad. Listen to what he has to say. Missing 4-year-old Javeayah Harris's father, Javeayah Harris, speaks out and explains what happened. 7/3/2026. Let's go.
Okay, I got up around five-ish, and my daughter was outside playing. My girl was out there watching her. She was in and out of the house. I say that, and I was going to get up and wash the clothes. Yeah, what else can I say? I left the house around 6, like late 6, maybe like early 7 o'clock. It was probably around like 6, and I got back to the house maybe around 7:15 because my girl and my daughter said they wanted some candy, like she wanted some sugars and she wanted some cookies. And I had went to like three stores maybe in between those towns to go get gas, Black Miles, and having got some drinks, like some little Mad Dogs and stuff like that. And when I left, and I went back to dry clothes because I was.
Wait. So you said you came back home because your daughter and the mother wanted some candy and cookies, but you left and went and got Black and Miles and some Mad Dogs. First of all, who the fuck in 2026 at 22, 23 years old is drinking MD 2020? Man, look, bro, you ain't got no control of yourself and you ain't got nothing to lose if you drinking a Mad Dog. What the hell is you talking about? You said your daughter wanted candy and cookies and you went and got Black and Miles and some Mad Dogs. Boy, I want to cuss this dude out so bad, fam.
I was sitting there for a little minute, and I ended up going to another store. Like these 3 stores, you know what I'm saying? Like I sold the 3 stores already, but I went to a store last.
Gotcha.
And then I was back at the washing machine that was right beside the Circle K. And then when I was at the Circle K, I was seeing a lot of police and stuff going through, and I was wondering. I was like, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of stuff goes on in Aiken to where like you be like, okay, that's the police or whatever. But I didn't know that it was my house because my girlfriend. At the time, she didn't have service. She didn't have service on her phone, so she couldn't call me to let me know anything that was going on. So she just ended up calling 911. So when I came back to the house.
Wait. She didn't have service to call you, but she called you to tell you that they wanted candy and cookies. See, bitch, you're not making sense. You just said you was out going from store to store to store, and you came back home because your girl hit you up and said she wanted her and the little girl wanted candy and cookies. So you came back. And then you left and went and got Black and Miles and Mad Dogs, but then you seen police coming and you said, oh, whoa, police. But your girl couldn't call you because she didn't have service, but she just called you to say, come home and we want candy and cookies. Man, this dude, you're lying, brother.
Before I got on my road, I seen a police truck with a drone out. And then that's when I started speeding up because I was like, it's something going down like close to my house. When I got turned on my road, I seen a whole bunch of police like right at my house. So that's when I hurried up and I got to the house and I was like, what's going on? I thought my girlfriend was in labor because she was supposed to have a baby.
Why the fuck would they have drones out for a person going into labor? See, you was panicking because you knew that she was fixing to call and make that phone call and you already knew your daughter was dead. You ain't making no damn sense. You seen drones, you're like, oh damn, is she going into labor? Who the fuck would see a drone come with a police car and be like, damn, I gotta go home because she could be going into labor? I see drones out.
You know what I'm saying? Soon, so she ended up having a child that same night on July 1st. But she came up crying to me saying my Javeayah missing, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I kind of freaked out, and the detectives was telling me I couldn't go look and stuff like that because they didn't want me to mess up the area or whatever. But That's basically what happened up until all of this came about. No, she does not run away, but I will say that she is friendly. Like, she's friendly, but like she doesn't like, it's not a stranger danger thing with her. It's not like get away from me. Like, she didn't get that. She didn't understand that. She was just all friendly to everybody. She was very respectful. Like, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. Like, that's what she do. We raised her great. Like, she was a real smart kid. That's why, like, they had me kind of like messed up, because they were saying that she was she's non-verbal and that. Like, yeah, she was. They said she's autistic, and like that was like, the media was like messing. I don't know the cuss, but that was messing my head up a little bit, because they don't even have a good description of my child to try to describe her. She was on a spectrum when she was born, but they said that she couldn't be tested until she was 4 years old. And we never got her tested, and she's never given us signs that she is, autistic. She talks good. She's like she talks better than me. I have no clue. I don't like. It's really wild, but I gave all of these detectives this information about people snooping around the house lately. Like, since I've started work, like from Friday, Thursday really, but from Friday to Monday, I had to work working night shifts, and every time I left, my girl would what she would tell me, like, oh, it's been people doing this, and then the third round of the house, they've been called, like they be on the phone with people like around the house, like just talking and walking real slow and things like that. And like I've been telling them that, but I didn't got a little bit of it out, but it's like not knowing is killing me. It's killing me, like, because you see stuff like this often, but you don't expect it to be you. She's not my wife. She was my girlfriend. She's still a little tore, but she's making it. She's trying to stay calm, because we just, like I said, we just recently had a child. She had to really go in labor early, because all the stress that was going down. She had that baby the same night that all of this happened.
Man, this bitch ass nigga is lying his ass off. You talking about the little girl in past tense. The past couple of days since I've been working from Friday to Monday, people been talking on the phone, walking slow around my house. You ain't made one police call and said nothing about this. And you talking about you at 8 o'clock at night, the little girl in the chicken coop. You just said people was going around your house being strange and doing weird shit. So you just gonna let a 4-year-old outside while people doing weird shit around your house at 8 o'clock at night? Man, these motherfuckers is lying. These motherfuckers is lying. Dog. I don't care what nobody say. Well, obviously we know they lying, but yeah, this is a case of two lying ass
Javeayah
parents.
Harris' parents were arrested. Both of them were arrested. Not only that, they suspect that Javeayah has been deceased for at least 1 month, which makes sense because their neighbors and the people at the local stores and whatnot have said that they probably haven't seen that little girl in like 1 to 2 months. I live a few miles away from Aiken County. We call it the CSRA area where I'm at. And this kind of reminds me of the Janelle Caldwell case. So back in April 17th, 2017, Janelle Caldwell went missing. Her and her stepfather, which is right here, Leon Tripp, and this is her mom, Tanya Tripp, basically on her birthday, April 17th, 2017, on her birthday. That evening, he said he had to go help a friend whose tire went flat and that he didn't know how to navigate the GPS on his phone. So instead of asking her mom because he thought her mom was sick, he asked her to tag along because he didn't know how to operate the phone. Long story short, he came back and she didn't. And they claimed they didn't know what happened to her. They didn't know where she was. And her mother even said, we don't know what happened, where she's at, da-da-da-da-da. Long story short, come to find out, and they still haven't admitted what they did to her. She was only 16 years old, but they found her body a few weeks later. And this just kind of, it feels the same. It's giving the same vibe, and it's crazy how it's all in the same area. And they are on trial. I think they were convicted of murder or whatnot, but it's the thing that they're still not telling anybody what happened to Janelle Caldwell. And in the case of Javeayah Harris, yeah, her mom probably knows what happened to her, but will not say. And it makes total, sense that they would be arrested because their story doesn't make sense. his story didn't make sense. At first he was saying, oh, she was in the chicken coop. Then he was like, oh, I was driving home from work. Then I was coming home from the store to get her candy. It's just too many inconsistencies. I hope they get to the bottom of what happened to Javeayah. It was also stated that, neighbors at one point were taking care of Javeayah because the mom was not taking care of her sufficiently. They were giving her a bath. They were giving her food. They were changing her clothes. So, yeah. This is just an unfortunate circumstance and an unfortunate turn of events.
Mark my words. If they do a preliminary hearing for this baby's death, it's gonna be two. Understand what I'm finna say? It's two different situations, but it's gonna put you in the mind frame. I want y'all to guess. If they do a preliminary hearing, what case is this gonna remind you of? It ain't gonna be the same type of details, of course, but I guarantee you, it's gonna put everybody in the mind frame of another little girl case with a preliminary hearing that you found out a lot of fucked up shit. What case am I talking about, chat? What case am I? What do I have on my mind right there? I know somebody's gonna get it. I know, yo. You gotta say the first name, though. You gotta say the first name. What case, y'all? Come on, chat, catch up. They said you just did it. They said she looks well taken care of. No, not Kanika. No, definitely not Kanika. Hell no. There you go. But what's the name, y'all? Come on. What's the name I'm looking for? There you go. Somebody finally said it. Naziah. When they do the preliminary hearing of this case, I know it's not going to be the same situation, but it's going to put you in the mind frame of Javeayah Harris. Just mark my words. It's going to be a bunch of people that's going to come up. That's going to tell you a bunch of fucked up shit about this family and things that they were seeing. It's not going to be like the sexual things and nothing like that. I pray to God not. But I'm just saying, like, it's going to put you in the mind frame because you start to see a family that neglected a little girl. Then you start to see how a dude was just a complete piece of shit. And then a woman was taken up for him. And it puts me in the mind frame of Javeayah with the different scenario. I don't know if I'm making sense, but for me, it puts me in the mind frame of Javeayah for some reason.
A 4-year-old girl missing for nearly 2 days. Search teams have now covered more than 3,000 acres in Aiken County by helicopter, drone, and on foot.
This family is living a nightmare, and we are doing everything we can to bring Javeayah home.
If you know anything, authorities want to hear from you tonight. We're continuing to follow breaking news tonight out of Aiken County, where local, state, and federal authorities are nearing 2 days of searching for 4-year-old Javeayah Harris. Your News 1226 team is live from the command center in Aiken County, as well as right here in studio, working to bring you all the information we have on search efforts. We go out live now to your Will Rio and Brett Buffington.
Well, Zaina, the sheriff telling us that they will not give up until Javeayah Harris is brought home safely here. As you said, that we have now searched 3,000 acres. There's 200 law enforcement officials on the ground here. It is hot out here, and time is of the essence.
Well, they shared a map this afternoon of just this search area. It is massive. Some 200 law enforcement personnel trained specifically FBI agents here in the search for missing children. Part of this search, as they ask for anyone with digital evidence in this missing persons case to please submit it. The website link on our website, WRDW.com, this afternoon. And that, as the sheriff says, this community's heart is breaking. So many of these people part of this search, Will, they are parents. They are uncles, cousins, grandparents. They have little ones. This little girl, 4 years old, not 4 feet tall, just 40-something pounds. And they believe that she wandered off. They still have no reason to believe that she did not do more than that, the sheriff said this afternoon, and could somewhere be not far from that home, just a half a mile from here.
And that's why we're still seeing the roadblocks here all around us, is that they are thoroughly checking every single car that is coming in and out of this area where the command center is. And to go back to the community support and what so many families are feeling here tonight, he said a lot of these search these investigators and searchers out here have kids of their own. They know what it's like to go through stuff like this, and that's the big impact. You see helicopters in the air today and ground crews out here trying to find any kind of sign of Javeayah Harris.
You have to think in the back of your head, and I've covered 2 other large-scale searches like this for missing children in my career. And I can tell you, this is something that weighs on everybody who hears this story. At home, we know you are feeling the heart little girl, but these searchers have in the back of their head, not only in a career in law enforcement where you deal with so much bad, they have in the back of their head that this has been hot. Our weather team has been warning for days about this heat cap that was coming through, the spike in the heat, the humidity that was going to make the feel-like temperatures. There's a heat warning coming out tomorrow where it's going to feel like 108 in the afternoon, Will. They all had that in the back of their head that this little girl, just 4, if she wandered away, it has coming up on 48 hours that she could have been somewhere out here if what they believe is true, that she has wandered away. And the sheriff reiterating, I even asked specifically, Will, is there a secondary investigation going on right now where you have some reason to believe this is not a missing person search? And he said right now, everything they have that they can share with us, and there's certainly in any law enforcement case, in any investigation, there are things that they can't share because it would contaminate any investigative work they are doing. But right now, they have no reason to believe that she is not somewhere nearby.
And that's why they don't want the public showing up to this area that they do have taped off and that they're looking in, is because if someone who is not trained in this kind of search marks off an area that they said that they searched, you know, they can't trust that information to believe that that has been properly searched and gone through.
And I can just tell you that there is that sense that they have to preserve this area too. Trampling through something that could be later, no matter how this case evolves, that could be later used as evidence or something to link where this little girl might be if she is not here, as they believe. And I can tell you something that stood out to me, Will, and this goes back to what Sidney Hood was talking about throughout the day yesterday, no detail being too small, is the sheriff said that in these roadblocks that were set up in just moments after this report happened, I can tell you, listening to the dispatch record, that within seconds of the 911 call and the dispatch going out, an officer came back and said, page the dog team. So they were thinking about quickly finding, quickly searching. But interestingly, in moments after that, they started these roadblocks, and the sheriff's saying this afternoon that people who stopped at that and were checked, and they got their information and talked with officers, had now become witnesses in what they were able to share in this story and in this case.
And again, that's why they now have as well that website that's set up that anyone can submit any kind of photos, videos, Ring camera, surveillance from local stores. And then you can also obviously reach out to that tip line. That's 803-502-5200 at the bottom of your screen there. We also have that on our website. I know we heard from Sheriff Sawyer earlier today in his press conference. Here's what he had to say about the investigation right now.
If you got hit,
here's what he had to say about the investigation right now.
There are close to 200 law enforcement officers and first responders within this area searching for Javeayah to bring her home, and we are not giving up.
Man. This is like when the shit first popped off. This is like when it first popped off, and you see from the beginning, they already kind of knew that she wasn't with us no more. They just couldn't say it, but they were already having a secondary investigation going on. I think they knew all along that the family was lying. They just couldn't say nothing to the public.
The sheriff there, obviously, with the biggest part of this case, and so many people asking the question of where is she, they will be here until that answer is given. But you got to talk with her father today. Interesting perspective on where her mother was through all this. So many people have been asking that question for almost 2 days now, and you have answers.
Right. So we got the incident report earlier today, as well as talking to Javeayah's father. So the incident report, to give you an idea, was the initial caller was the mother. It was Javeayah's mother. And the last thing we know is that she was out in the yard and she was playing at the chicken coop with some chickens and then wandered off. That's what the sheriff's office has told us, is that she wandered off. That's the information that they have. But again, I did talk to her father, and he says that he was actually going to the store to get Javeayah some candy. He went to several different stores, ended up at the laundromat,
that. And that's when he saw law enforcement racing towards the scene. Didn't think that it had anything to do with his family as anyone would think, right? And then that's when he started thinking, well, my girlfriend's pregnant. Maybe she went into labor. There's an emergency. So he sped home. That's when he saw the large law enforcement presence, drones already in the air. They were already asking him questions. And then they said that this has just been heartbreaking for them. Again, this is his narrative that he described to me in his own words. He says that this is truly devastating. They don't know what happened to Javeayah, and they are still wanting to know. They never thought that something like this would hit so close to their own community and family. You have to think about that father. What a nightmare to pull back into what this scene must have looked like. It has grown here. Some 200 people searching 3,000 acres here in Aiken County as the search for this missing 4-year-old continues this evening.
Thanks, Will and Brad. Again, they just mentioned the sheriff saying earlier they are still treating this as a missing child's case. That's why they're still looking in that area near where she was last seen. I'm bringing in your first alert meteorologist, Emily Acton. Emily, we're talking about heat now, too, as this search continues. There's definitely a risk factor with this when it comes to the personnel searching, but also little Javeayah that could still be out in these conditions.
Yeah, it is brutally hot out there, and that's what we've seen the past couple of days. And that's going to continue at least throughout the evening hours as well. So I was showing the feels like temperature right now. We're feeling like the triple digits, and even by 10 p.m. tonight, we're still going to feel like the upper 80s. So the heat is a big factor. Dehydration, that's a concern. Heat exhaustion, that's a concern as we continue the search.
And people are actually taking a look at that area where they're searching. We're talking about more than 3,000 acres. That's what's highlighted on your screen, followed by that tip line that you can call. And Emily, you've also been talking about heat advisories, right? That could possibly continue into the weekend?
Yeah, we're going to see a heat advisory continue for the next 2 hours here in the CSRA, and as we go throughout the rest of our evening, oh, there it goes, it kind of went away there, but we will see, again, those feels like temperatures still in the triple digits, that heat advisory out until 8 p.m. tonight. We'll see the heat advisory again tomorrow. So dangerous heat is here, and it's sticking around.
Emily, thank you. We want to bring in your Sydney Hood, who's also live in Aiken County from right outside the command center. Sydney, you've actually been out on this search since day one, Tuesday night. How has search efforts changed in the last 48 hours now? What's it looking like out there?
The search is definitely growing more urgent by the hours, Zeta, as again, like you just mentioned, we inch closer to the 48-hour mark since Javeayah Harris was last seen. And I want to talk about these roadblocks that have been going on in the Shiloh Heights area. You can see one going on right here behind me on Pipeline Road. I'm in front of Bethel Baptist Church, which is the staging area for all the law enforcement agencies out.
We need 50 likes to get up to 500. Can we get 50 people to double tap that screen? Double tap your screen. And also, we $10 away from 100 for the night. Let's go, man. Support the channel, gang. Let's go.
Here, but they had various roadblocks set up, like I said, Pipeline Road over onto Reynolds Pond Road. No car is getting in or out of this neighborhood unchecked. They are asking people their names, their phone numbers, any information that they may have, such as, did they see Javeayah Harris the day she went missing? Did they know her or her family prior to that day? They are asking people, what are they doing in the area, how often they frequent this area, and just again, any sort of basic information that could lead law enforcement in the direction of bringing Javeayah Harris home. And I said again, no car is leaving or going unchecked. And when I say every car, it doesn't matter if you live in this neighborhood, if you work in this area, or if you're just traveling through. They are going to stop your car, open up your trunks, open up your doors, ask you questions, because like Sheriff Sawyer said, those roadblocks are helping them in this investigation, because they say they could be talking to potential witnesses in this case. But that also goes with the overall community help Sheriff Sawyer mentioned in his news conference. He mentioned that a lot of people in this community want to help. They want to be a part of the search. He is urging people to stay away from the command center out here on Pipeline Road, but he said that what the community can do is utilize that tip line the sheriff's office has on their website. We have it on our website as well. The sheriff announced today that they have opened a website where anyone can go in and submit any photos or videos that
may help the sheriff's office in this investigation. Sheriff Sawyer said that as of today, they have put up digital billboards getting Javeayah Harris's face and name out there. I was at a gas station about a half a mile from this church, and I saw her poster on the front door there with the tip line from the sheriff's office as well. And Sheriff Sawyer said that people who live in this Shiloh Heights neighborhood to look around in their yards, look in any bushes or ditches or anywhere where a child may potentially be at. He wants the community to know that they could play a part in that by being vigilant and also just praying for Javeayah, praying for her family, and praying for the people who are out here battling this brutal heat, searching for her. Take a listen at what he had to say.
Most everybody out here searching has children. Some have grandchildren. And whether they do or they don't, our job is to protect the citizens of this county. Young, middle-aged, old, and we're not giving up till we have answers, until we bring Javeayah home. So, I'm asking for patience and understanding. Our priority, as I've already said, is to find Javeayah and bring her home to her family and to this community.
Let's keep it a buck. So, with that being said, yeah, that was like when the situation kind of first took place, and the things that were going on around the situation. Now let's continue. I think this is the same video I downloaded twice. Yeah, it is. Give me 1 second. Let me put this next video up. Let me see.
I knew they did something to this baby girl. I just could not put my finger on it. The parents of 4-year-old Javeayah Kimani Harris have been arrested. They are facing a homicide charge and filing a false police report. They believe that this young girl was dead roughly a month before they reported her missing. The parents did not expect this story to gain as much attention as it did. They did not expect for them previous neighbors to come out and tell their side of the story. They did not expect the new neighbors to say they didn't even know they had kids in that house. They did not expect this shit to go viral. And I'm glad that they were caught. I'm hoping that they can recover her body so she can get the proper burial that she deserves. But as for those parents, they need to be sentenced to the death penalty. It's alive and well down there. Don't worry about going to court. They wasted too many resources. Sentence them immediately to the death penalty. That's it. That's all. Justice for Javeayah. I'm hoping that the other family that she had left will be able to recover from this, but this is extremely heartbreaking, guys. Let me know if you guys heard about this update. Do not forget to like, follow, and share for more, and thank you for watching.
Do y'all think they should be sentenced immediately? No trial, no nothing, just sentence them to the death penalty? I agree. Look, I agree with that statement. Fuck the trial, sentence they ass.
Okay, I'll read this for you live here, guys. Okay, so for the mother, Michaela Herring, who's charged with homicide by child abuse and filing a false police report. No attorneys present with her at the bond hearing this morning. Judge Thornton in Aiken County is presiding over this case. For the homicide by child abuse charge, it carries up to 20 years to life in prison. Judge says, based on the severity of the charge, I do not have the authority to set bond. The judge saying that she needs to go before a circuit court judge for this. For the filing of false police report, that carries up to 5 years in prison or a $5,000 fine. Bond would have to be set for $5,000, but because it was connected to the homicide by child abuse charge, the judge denied bond for that. So it seems like the mother has been denied bond at this time, will not be let out of jail. And we were waiting for the father's bond hearing, but we're unsure of when that's going to happen at this time. It may be later this afternoon. They said he might not be ready for the bond hearing. I'm just going to double check this.
Get the likes up, y'all. Double tap that screen. Get these likes up. Look, they don't even know what the hell going on. You can't be this quiet on the news, my brother. You live, brother.
I know a lot of people are asking if they've actually found Javeayah yet. As of now, no, they have not recovered her yet, but they are searching an area in Chester County, South Carolina, or the Great Falls, South Carolina area. We know Sled's helicopter was in that area, and so a lot of her family members were up there too.
And I'm gonna be real though. I just don't. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna find the body, bro. I mean, I know everybody wants it to happen, but I don't think they're gonna be able to find this little girl, man. Especially with her being gone so long, and you don't know how long. I just don't see it. This is the dad's hearing today. I'm just gonna get to the dad's hearing. Give me a second. Here you go, right here.
Yeah, this just happened. So we're feeding this back here as quickly as we can. I mean, this just happened. So you guys are getting your first look with me. I'm also seeing this for the first time with you guys.
Mr. Harris.
Yes, sir.
Today is Sunday, July 5th, 2026. My name is Judge Thornton. You're in bond court. When bond is set, and if you can meet the requirements of the bond, you will be released from this facility. However, being released on bond will have no effect on your charges or your day in court. You've been charged with homicide by child abuse, which carries a prison sentence, if convicted, of 20 years to life. You understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to a jury trial. You also have the right and obligation to attend all court proceedings. You have the right to represent yourself and get your own attorney. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, the court may appoint an attorney to represent you. We will start that qualification process today, but it is up to you to follow up. Your case is going to be heard in General Sessions Court. So after today's preliminary application, you will be given an opportunity to meet with the Public Defender's Office to confirm if that's the direction you want to go. Court dates, times, and locations of all future court dates and proceedings will be included in the paperwork that I will give you today. Charges that will be heard in General Sessions Court, you also have a right to a preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing does not determine if you are guilty or not guilty. It simply confirms that there's probable cause sufficient to move forward to trial with the charges that you face. Understanding all this and the charges and the penalties that you face, do you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, or do you plan on contesting these charges by retaining your own legal counsel?
I don't have an attorney or a lawyer yet, but I'm just Can you repeat the question?
Let's just see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Are you employed anywhere?
Yes, sir.
And where do you work?
DHL Bridgestone.
Say that again for me.
DHL Bridgestone.
And do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly?
Weekly.
Weekly. And what do you, on average, bring home every week?
It was my first check. I haven't seen it yet.
So you don't know?
No, sir.
So let me get this straight, nigga. You just started working, bro. You literally just started. So that Friday to Monday. So you knew that this was about to take place. So you've been with this little girl by yourself while she was working. Ain't no telling what the fuck you've been doing. But now that you knew that she was about to have to report this because she was going to give labor, you decided to go get your sorry ass up and get a job for like a couple days. Oh, this is my first check. I don't know. Man, get your weak ass on, dog.
All right, besides you, how many of us live in the household with you?
Just me, my girlfriend, and my child.
Okay, does she contribute to the financial status of the house as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You also have a first initial court appearance date set up for September 18th of this year at 9 a.m. in the main courtroom at the Aiken County Judicial Center, 109 Park Avenue Southeast in Aiken. So once again, don't try to keep up with all these numbers and dates in your head. It'll be a part of the paperwork that I'll give you in just a few minutes. Remember that you also have a right to request a preliminary hearing, and the paperwork included as well. That you've got 10 days to submit that paperwork, and that 10 days starts today. Now, with regards to the charge, you're here to have a bond set, but this court does not have the authority or the jurisdiction to set a bond for a sentence of a crime that could get you life in prison. So today's bond is being denied, and it's also being transferred to the circuit court, where a circuit court judge will hear this case within the next 30 days, and the circuit court judge will set the bond for the charge. But for now, there is no bond. All right? And I do not qualify you at this point for a court-appointed attorney. So it would be my advice to you to seek legal counsel to represent you as you move forward. All right? Best of luck to you. We're adjourned.
With Victim Services, we are asking that he complies with DSS requirements.
Yes. Thank you, Victim Services. I appreciate that. You comply with DSS's requirements.
Yes.
All right. That's a condition of the bond.
Yes.
All right. Very good. Thank you. All right, come on.
Well, there you have it. There's the bond hearing for Javeayah Harris, who is the father of 4-year-old Javeayah Harris, who is still missing tonight, but is believed to be deceased at this time. You heard the judge say, good luck to you, as he seeks legal counsel or tries to find legal counsel and proceeds with his court hearings as well. So if you guys are just catching up here, the mother, Javeayah Harris, was arrested and charged just like the father was, and had her bond hearing earlier this morning. That was denied, but this judge does not have the authority. You heard him say it does not have the authority to set bond for a homicide by child abuse case, because it's a charge that could lead to life in prison or death. So this judge does not have the authority to set a bond for a charge like that in South Carolina. So it has to go to a circuit court judge, and that will be held in the next 30 days or so, where that judge will hear this case and then set bond. So they are essentially held until that hearing happens, where they will go before another circuit court judge and they will hear their case, and then bond will be set at that time as well. So that is the latest update with this case. We still do not have any update on the search for Javeayah Harris. All we know is that yesterday, DNR, law enforcement, and SLED's helicopter were up in Great Falls, South Carolina, which is Chester County in the upstate, past Columbia, about 2 hours from Augusta. They were up there searching. At the time, we didn't know why they were searching, but we did end up hearing from from some of Javeayah's family members who showed up to the scene there. Some of them telling us they heard about some of this news over Facebook, which is just absolutely heartbreaking. And we heard from the sheriff yesterday that this is one of the hardest things that he's ever had to announce in his 30-plus years of law enforcement. And you can find our full coverage on our website, WRDW.com, too. We are in Augusta, Georgia. We cover a lot of South Carolina and Georgia, if you guys are unfamiliar with where we are. Great Falls is past Columbia from where we are, is what I mean.
This newscast kind of slow. So they don't got all their shit together all the way.
Are we planning to have Sydney live at all? Do we know? Or are we not going to do that?
Like, you're supposed to have this shit figured out before you go live, sir.
Okay. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I know some of you guys are wanting the backstory to this case. I can do a little roundup. I'll be on here for a little bit. We've been live a lot today, so you guys can find a lot of our coverage, our previous coverage online too. But this all started on Tuesday this week, where initially there was a report of a missing 4-year-old at around 8:15, 8:45, and a lot of us got the alerts at around 12:30 a.m. So early in the morning, a lot of us got these government alerts on our phones saying that they were looking for a missing 4-year-old in Aiken, South Carolina. That's when we found out that there was a large law enforcement presence and they were on the ground searching for this little girl. SLED was involved, and then quickly after that, the FBI out of Columbia got involved, and that's how we knew this was pretty serious. Every missing persons search and case is serious and it is important, but we knew that this one had an extra level to it when they got involved. So that's really what happened here. This went from a missing persons search to a recovery now, but throughout the week we had large search parties. I mean, over 200 personnel on the ground looking for Javeayah Harris. Neighbors were interviewed by investigators and FBI agents in the neighborhood, and no one knew where this little girl was. It was believed that she just wandered off from her front yard. The story was that the mother called 911 after Javeayah was in the front yard playing with chickens by a chicken coop and then wandered off. She called 911. We now know that that is not true and not the case, because she is charged with filing a false police report, and Javeayah had actually been missing for a month before that 911 call went through, and she was believed to be dead for at least a month at this time. So there were a lot of search parties. There were blockades going on throughout the week. They were checking cars coming in and out of an area where she was last seen and where she was reported missing too. So no car went in or out without being checked. We had reporters on the ground for the last 4 days trying to get any information as to where Javeayah might be, and we were told that it was a missing person search, that they were checking some outside areas, but they didn't know. But it was primarily contained to an area in Aiken County. And as we went into Friday, and at the end of Friday, we really were trying to ask the question, how long are these searches going to go on? Are things going to be scaled back? Is there a plan for a press conference heading into the weekend so we can get some more information? And we were told that resources were being evaluated and being scaled back. Much of what the public saw was going to be, or a lot of the work was going to be behind the scenes. It was not going to be public facing. So we didn't expect a press conference yesterday from the sheriff, and when we got that notification, we knew it probably wasn't something good. And of course, we learned that Javeayah had been deceased and had been gone for at least a month, and then the parents were also charged and arrested, as you look at their mugshots here on your screen. So that's a little bit of the backstory. And for those of you who don't know too, I actually interviewed on the phone the father on Thursday. So a couple days into the search, I interviewed with the father over the phone, and we have that interview. So his story was essentially that he didn't know what had happened to her, didn't have any idea what was going on, and ran some errands. So we'll actually play that interview I did with him earlier this week on Thursday.
And I got back to the house maybe around 7:15 because my girl and my daughter said they wanted some candy, like she wanted some suckers and she wanted some cookies. And I had went to like three stores maybe in between those times to go get gas, Black & Miles, and I had got some drinks, like some little Mad Dogs and stuff like that. And when I left and I went back to dry the clothes because I was watching them. I was sitting there for a little minute, then I ended up going to another store. Like these 3 stores that I'm saying, like I sold the 3 stores already, but I went to a store last. Gotcha. And I was back at the washing machine that was right beside the Circle K. And then when I was at the Circle K, I was seeing a lot of police and stuff going through. And I was wondering, I was like, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of stuff goes on in Aiken to where like you would be like, okay, that's the police or whatever. But I didn't know that it was my house. Because my girlfriend at the time, she didn't have service. She didn't have service on her phone, so she couldn't call me to let me know anything that was going on. So she just ended up calling 911. So when I came back to the house, before I got on my road, I seen a police truck with a drone out, and then that's when I started speeding up because I was like, it's something going down like close to my house. When I got turned on my road, I seen a whole bunch of police like right at my house. So that's when I hurried up and I got to the house and I was like, what's going on? I thought my girlfriend was in labor because she was supposed to have a baby, you know what I'm saying, soon. So she ended up having a child that same night on July 1st. But she came up crying to me saying my Javeayah missing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like I kind of freaked out. And the detectives were telling me I couldn't go look and stuff like that because they didn't want me to mess up the area or whatever. But that's basically what happened up until all of this came about.
Okay. Is she known to run away? Like, has there been past issues with that with her? Is she known to do that?
No, she does not run away. But I will say that she is friendly. Like she's friendly. Like she doesn't like it's not a stranger danger thing with her. It's not like get away from me. Like she didn't get that. She didn't understand it. She was just all friendly to everybody. She was very respectful. Like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. Like, that's what she do. We raised her great. Like, she was a real smart kid. That's why, like, they had me kind of, like, messed up. Because they were saying
she was a real smart kid. She wasn't like that. She wouldn't. You're talking past things. See, you're so damn dumb. Them dreadlocks ain't wrapped too damn tight around your motherfucking head. I could tell. But somebody gonna have fun tying them dreadlocks around their fist and having honey bun juice on the back of your neck while they having fun with your weird ass in prison. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna have glazed honey bun juice on the back of your neck while they gripping your ponytail. Oh, they don't want you to cut that hair off. No. Keep that hair. They're gonna grip that damn hair and have glazed honey bun juice dripping on the back of your neck.
And she was not like she's nonverbal and that. Like, yeah, she was saying she's autistic and like that was like the media was like messing. I don't want to cuss, but that was messing my head up a little bit because they don't even have a good description of my child to try to describe her.
What's a good? Is she autistic or is she on the spectrum at all? Is that true?
She was on the spectrum when she was born, but they said that she couldn't be tested until she was 4 years old.
Okay, so it's on. You guys just don't know.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. We never got her tested, and she's never given us signs that she is, autistic. She talks good. She's like very like she talks better than me. She got more respect than me.
Understood. So you guys had no idea what could have happened to her.
I have no clue. Sir, I don't like. It's really wild, but I had gave all of these detectives this information about people snooping around the house lately. Like since I've started work, like from Thursday really, but from Friday to Monday I had to work. Like, okay. I was working night shifts, and every time I left, my girl would like what she would tell me like, oh, it's been people doing this, and then the third around the house they've been called, like they be on the phone with people like around the house, like just talking and walking real slow and things like that. And like I've been telling them that, but
how are you doing through all of this? It's okay.
I didn't got a little bit of it out, but it's like not knowing is killing me. It's killing me, like, because like you see stuff like this often, but you don't expect it to be you.
And is the mother, is she your wife?
No, she's not my wife. She was my girlfriend.
Okay. How is she doing?
She's still a little tore up, but she's making it. She's trying to stay calm because we just recently had a child. She had to really go in labor early because all the stress that was going down. She had that baby the same night that all of this happened.
So that's, and y'all thought the best thing to do was to reproduce again, have another kid. Man, get your lying ass on, dog. The dude is a weirdo. He's a liar. He deserves everything he's gonna get in prison. This is not a big story. A lot of people haven't even heard about this damn story, to be honest with you. I did a poll in the chat, and 58% of the people have not heard of this story. Like, most people in this chat haven't heard of it. And that's the crazy part about it. This is getting, I mean, yeah, it's getting attention out there, but national media attention is not. Like, this story is not a big story. I heard about it a couple days ago. You know, it happened on Tuesday and it's Sunday now. I heard about it a few days ago, probably about Thursday. They were sending it Wednesday, probably about Wednesday, Thursday. They were sending it across my desk, but you know, I've been having a lot go on throughout the week. So I wasn't able to get on the case as soon as I was supposed to get on it. But you know, one thing about me is I use this platform, especially when it comes to missing Black children, especially when it comes to Black women, especially when it comes to anything in my community, and that being the Black community. I always take everything that doesn't get media attention. I don't give a damn how many people show up, as long as I can just put it on my platform and do something. You know, last time we had the girl from that was talking to the dude from Making the Band Chopper. I did that, and I still got an interview coming up in that case as well. I got some shit coming up. That case I'm not done with. I'm just being quiet for a reason. And this case right here, I'm gonna see who I can reach out to and hopefully grab a couple interviews in this case as well. I'm pretty sure that I can get my hands on something in this case. So we're gonna see how it shapes up, and I'm gonna, anybody out there who knows anything, hit me up on the back end, and we're definitely gonna bring some justice to this little girl as much as we can. So Nancy Grace ain't gonna touch nothing like this. You're gonna it's gonna have to be people like Ratchet TV, and I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody else will touch it, but mainly, you know, this is my territory right here. Shit like this, you know, if I need to come out there, you know, I will. But definitely, I will be keeping up with this case and any other case like this. I love covering cases that don't get any attention, and I love to bring justice to people who can't speak for themselves. That little girl can't scream out for help anymore. You know, she can't cry for help anymore. She's no longer with us. And I'll be her voice. We'll be her voice. This whole chat will be her voice. So make sure y'all share this video. Please share the video, please. And get the attention out there that she deserves. I mean, a lot of people don't know this little girl's name, but we're gonna scream her name over here. And we're gonna do everything we can to bring her justice and see to it that that family, her parents, get life behind bars, the death penalty. I don't want them ever to be on the streets again. I don't want them ever to hug that child that they just have. That they just had. I pray to God that they never get to be parents again. I pray that they never, ever, ever get to hold that child, and I hope she never gets to feel the feeling of being a mother ever again. And him, that motherfucker ain't a daddy. He ain't a father. He ain't shit. The nigga wasn't even fucking working but 3 or 4 days. Get your bitch ass on, fam. You're gonna have a lot of work too. They're gonna be pumping your ass in jail whenever you touch down in the penitentiary. And I hope, I ain't gonna say what I hope happens to you up in that motherfucker, but I don't think you're gonna finish that sentence. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think whatever they convict you of, and I mean, what, not convict you, whatever they sentence you to, I don't think you're gonna finish that shit out. I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. But hey, look, y'all, I've been here long enough. Tell a friend to tell a friend about this live, and you know, I did my part. So salute to the chat. I love y'all more than y'all will ever know. Javeayah, long live Javeayah. Let me see them purple hearts. I see the long live Javeayahs. Rest in peace, baby girl. We're gonna bring you justice as much as we can over here on this side. So hey, we love you, Javeayah. You're loved by the community. So salute to you, and you don't have to hurt no more. God got you now. Salute to the chat. Go hug your kids, man. Go hug your children. Tell them you love them, and yeah, protect your children at all costs. I love y'all, man. Salute to the gang. This your boy Big Ratchet. That's Ratchet Gang, and this is Ratchet TV. We report, you decide. I'm going.